We see a bunch of elementals and begin battle, which goes surprisingly well, actually. After we look at the house to only see out. After we look out the house, we see elementals and a phoenix. While looking around the home, we find the dark elf we saved some time ago and he tells us what he saw, which doesn't fill us with much hope, but decide to try and find people while disguised. At the lumber mill, I think I hear a noise, so Eldwin sends he's familiar and see what looks to be a family hiding inside. We manage to get them to our house and going towards Devil's Hearth.
All right, thank you for the recap. So it is the 78th of spring at 4:35 p.m. and we'll pick up our sneaking. The group is making their way through the infested city, kind of trying to see if they can help save anyone. Let me see. So yeah, you already helped that family get back to the Gray Manor and downstairs to safety. What do you want to do?
We should probably start progressing towards the Devil's Hearth. Maybe we can see if there's anyone hiding out in the market.
Indeed.
So there's
Sounds like a good idea.
there is a group of water elementals in the area that's kind of in your way. How do you want to deal with them?
Well, we're disguised, right?
All right, so you're just going to try to walk past them?
Like a
Think
bunch
so.
of water
I think we're trying
myrmidons.
I think we're trying to move at kind of the pace and with the gait that we observed other elementals doing, you know?
All right, so you move out and towards these elementals. What is the save they have to make?
Investigation.
All right.
You mean like to look through the seeming?
Yeah. I thought there was like some kind of save or something.
No, if they're an unwilling target, they have to make
Oh,
a save.
unwilling.
But if they're trying to look through the disguise,
The creature can
usually
use its action to inspect and make an intelligence check. It's not passive though.
All right.
It's against your spell save DC, yeah.
It's one of those things where they have to have that inkling of suspicion.
Yeah.
So
I don't
what
think they're smart enough.
what is the difficulty on that?
18.
All right, so you are moving through the area. The elementals are sort of in the area as well. They kind of move around in the direction of you.
I can't imagine they're the investigative sort.
They're looking around. But the disguise is pretty good, and even though they kind of move through the area you're in, they just kind of take a passing like investigation of you and don't really do much.
They physically cannot see through the illusion.
That's
No, I don't think so.
impossible. They're going to neg 3.
So
Oh God, no.
you continue north past them. In doing so, you come upon a group of fire elementals up ahead.
Are all of the clusters kind of sticking to their own kind, or are they mixed in?
These ones are mixed. You would see fire myrmidons and fire elementals, but they all seem to be fire.
Yeah, no, I meant the like this one down here. You said water, and then these were coming up on our fire. So I was just wondering if you know if the elementals kind of all stick to themselves in little pods.
Well, the ones in your house weren't in the same group, but the ones you've seen out here have been.
Okay.
So yeah, you're kind of approaching the group. You would see there are
And I mean, I
6
think
of them.
we would not necessarily beeline for the Devil's Hearth if it seemed like going kind of a little to and fro would be more realistic in our deception, you know?
So where are you gonna head to? Or are you just
think
kind of
we're-
moving
I mean, we're
erratically?
crossing this part of town. I guess I just meant like we are trying to like act like the other elementals. So if they're not moving with like a very very direct purpose, then I don't necessarily want us to like do this kind of path. But maybe we can, kind of come a little this way and then a little, maybe a little this way and then, up here and
So is this what you're saying to everyone right now?
No, that's what we talked about before we left the house.
All right.
Was trying to emulate the movements and
Yeah. Oh, well, yeah. You are
movements,
emulating
yeah.
their movements.
Yeah.
Yes. They're still gonna probably get checks on you if you're going past them.
Oh, that's yeah, okay.
But yeah. Where's the group going? I guess who's leading you guys, or are you just kind of all moving together?
I was under the assumption that the Devil's Hearth was at least the primary first target.
All right,
It
because
is.
someone mentioned the market, so that's why I was not
Oh.
sure if you were going there or. All right, so you're trying to go past these guys towards the Devil's Hearth.
Just as a quick recap, did the family tell us about any other people?
They did not. They just said they had gotten separated and basically hid within the southern area.
Gotcha.
So I don't think these guys are very smart either. But let's see. No. So, yeah, you continue on forward. The fire creatures kind of take a little bit of a look at you, but don't think much of it, and just continue on. Looks like they're going southwest. All right, so you're continuing on to the Devil's Hearth.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
so.
So when you get there, looks like it is sealed up. And you see a couple of elementals kind of clustered out front.
Like they're guarding, like they're posted there, stationed.
You don't know if they're smart enough to be posted, but it does look like they are trying to figure out a way to get in.
Oh, okay.
So like the people in there boarded up and trying to stop a zombie outbreak from entering.
Well, yeah, it is.
Maybe.
It does look like the door is closed, and there's like a bunch of markings all over the front of it. The stone's like scorched, and there are places where it is kind of broken up a little bit. But it's
Do we know?
the old building is pretty tough. It was, I think it was originally some sort of what's it called? Like a, I forget what they're called. But like a military building, basically.
Like a barrack?
Oh,
Like a-
bunker?
Like a bunker, yeah, from long ago.
Do we know from our previous visits to this building if there's other exits?
There is a back way in. And just to give you an idea, you would see, looks like a fire and air myrmidons here. So a whole bunch of fire and air elementals wandering about.
And what are we water right now?
Yes.
How many of them?
So you see, looks like 4 fire and 5 air. The fire, 2 of them are myrmidons, 2 of them are normal elementals. In the air, it's 2 myrmidons and 3 normal ones.
Are we wimped up right now with the mind wing?
We are, unless it's past the time. I don't think it is.
No, you should still have time.
I will say.
Well, it's about 4:45, so I'm not sure when you cast it.
Yeah, we have time. We have time then.
I will say, Superman, do you want me to try to get my way inside with Didn't you say there was an open window?
No, the
inside
whole place right now looks like it's boarded up. The windows
we
look
know-
like they have some kind of shutters down. Like I said, it looks kind of like a military building.
When we approach, like instead of just stopping abruptly and standing here and looking, like I assume that we're gonna kind of just like keep moving.
Well,
And
you're still a
maybe-
couple 100 feet away, or
Oh,
100
okay.
feet away.
All right. I didn't want us to be standing here like staring and disgusting. Go ahead.
No,
I'm sorry, LJ.
Oh no, you're fine. Just gonna say, ignore that last comment.
Also,
and-
the area is lit up from the sunstones above.
okay. The secret.
Are they?
You know
like,
the handshake.
Do they? Are they around the back entrance that we know where it is?
You want to try to go around the back?
Yeah, I think we will just kind of continue at the pace we've been before and kind of not change or stop, you know, when we see them, just to kind of keep getting an eye
But-
on the
I was
area.
gonna say, don't we have a key to like one of the doors out here somewhere?
That's
Yeah,
an interior door to the basement, isn't it?
We have a key
Yeah.
to the door
Like
to
we
the.
rented the basement as our own little place
Yeah,
for
that's
this
right.
circle.
I
Yeah.
knew that's something.
To the teleportation circle.
Yeah, exactly. You
So
have a
we
key to
can
the
we can get in.
teleportation
It's just
circle.
how expensive do we want it to be?
Right.
So around
But-
the back,
I won't. Never mind. Go ahead.
it looks like it's fairly clear, other than a couple of say there's some air myrmidons in the area. Not right next to the door, but kind of moving around near the rocks where the door is. They're probably about 30 to 50 feet away. There's 3 of them.
Does the back entrance door look barricaded?
It's closed. You assume it's locked. You're not sure if it's barricaded.
Oh, that doesn't help us.
You would guess if there are people inside there, it's probably locked up tight.
Yeah, I
Well-
mean, if the you mentioned that the elementals were kind of a little bit like they might like we're kind of trying to get in, but it didn't seem like you mentioned it, but like it didn't seem like that was like a main goal. So they probably haven't been in this building yet, and
Yeah, if they have, there's no indication of that through the, like, there's no open windows or any obvious way they would have gotten in.
but that definitely makes a strong possibility that this could be one of the places where survivors might be in the town.
How tall is this building?
Well, the building is kind of built near the rock wall and goes up about, say, 30 feet. It's pretty big.
Is there a chimney?
Yeah, is there like a chimney or a skylight, sky roof, anything like that?
There is what looks like a chimney up top, yeah. No smoke coming out of it right now, though.
If I get close enough to it, can I jump down? Does it look like it can fit LJ?
The chimney?
Yeah.
Probably not. It's not that big. Like, a small
I think I-
creature might be able to fit into it, but it would
Oh,
be
like a
tight
small
even for,
thing,
like,
though.
a small creature.
Udo says telepathically, perhaps we could send a message through that chimney with a creature.
Like,
can-
if we want to
I can get up
write a
there.
message.
I'm just gonna point this out. They've probably blocked the chimney, so
I was thinking that
go
too.
down
Like,
the chimney.
an air elemental would be able to get down a blocked chimney, an
Yeah,
unblocked
but
chimney.
it's smart enough to use the chimney.
I'd imagine so.
What is
it
the
doesn't
cost if I'm wrong?
Yeah, that's true. It doesn't hurt to
wait.
check.
If I activate the ring of jumping and jump up there, would
If a water elemental starts jumping around on roofs, we are definitely going to raise suspicion.
Yeah.
No, yeah, but if I hide myself well enough to do it.
I meant
sun-
for the familiar to send a message.
Look,
Yeah,
you might be
that-
able to hide before you do the jump. Might be a bit hard to hide during the 30-foot jump.
Hey, I can jump 60 feet. I'm
Oh,
pretty
we're
sure I
not
can.
questioning. We're not questioning your strength or jump distance.
Yeah, no,
We're
no.
questioning
but,
how
like,
stealthy it would be.
the problem is being able to stealth it.
Nothing quieter than a bloke in plate armor jumping onto a roof.
Well,
Yeah.
to be fair, it's no disadvantage on stealth. Plate armor.
All right. So what are you doing?
I'm gonna.
I think we're sending the bird.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Yeah.
just. Don't have. do I
How is
just-
it that you dodged the disadvantage on stealth for your plate, LJ?
Mental.
Mithril.
Ah, nice. Very nice. I figured there was some reason you said that. I just couldn't remember what it was.
No,
Hell of a
I've been having-
design!
I've been
I'm gonna-
having it since LG joined.
Yep.
I'm going to just rip a page out of the Drell spellbook that I still have. And I'm just gonna quickly scroll down. Message that the Grey Wanderers are here, and we're gonna. And
Which
help.
spell book is this?
The one that I got from the Drow forever ago. I still have it.
Like session 30, 40.
So just recorded only has 99 pages now.
Oh, it's got less than that.
He's
Oh,
been
well.
ripping through that.
Then,
It's got
however,
63 now.
so you rip a page out of the spell book, wincing a little at the waste of money you just committed, and write something on it.
Yeah, basically writing saying the Grey Wanderers are here. We're gonna try and help you in case we can get in there, and I'll quickly tie it to Lareth's leg.
After you
Give
do that,
me-
you could have taken a page out of my diary.
Give me a stealth or performance.
Or performance.
Stealth or performance. Just to
Which
see
one is
if
better?
anything notices this these
I'll
odd
write that
actions.
stealth.
Yeah, so you're fine. So you carefully get the paper out and kind of hide what you're doing, then tie it to the leg of the owl, who seems not at all happy with this.
Yeah,
Another guy's
Uh,
gonna threaten me with a chair.
it's like. I'll then have Lareth like see if you can find a way to sneak in. You're tiny.
So he gives you a bit of a look and then tries to fly up to the roof. Give me a stealth check for the owl. He's trying to be sneaky. Okay. So he is very careful as he flies up the 30 feet and onto the roof and will disappear into the chimney.
At this point, I'll start looking through her eyes.
All right.
Oh, wait a sec. Let's move away a little bit, because you have to basically give up your own senses while you're doing that. So we want to make sure, like, we don't.
I mean, if you shake me, I'll know that.
But are you
come
able to
out.
like walk with us, or are you gonna just be like frozen?
I mean, as long as someone
can
helps me along, I can walk. I just can't see
That's fine.
or
We'll just
hear.
make a daisy chain.
Yeah.
So the owl does not have fun as it kind of falls down the chimney, not able to spread its wings much. Not enough to damage it, but definitely did not feel good. It gets all sooty as well and comes flapping out into the main room where a couple of kids just freak out and run away.
Uh-oh.
Well, you were wrong about them bolting it up.
I'm surprised, honestly.
So am I.
Yeah.
I'll have Lareth look around, see if it can find anyone else.
Okay, so Lareth flies down the hallway. You would still hear the children yelling. and
Oh, they're yelling?
some
Oh, no.
footsteps.
Oh no.
So what's the owl doing? Just kind of flying down the hallway looking for people?
It's like, yeah, it's looking for people, seeing if, because it, trying to see if it can get someone to give the message to.
All right. So a couple of looks like soldiers. They have some armor on. Come out and they have their spears and shields, and they see the owl. And one of them
Did they
says,
tell the kids to stop screaming?
one of them says, "What is that?" The other one says, "It's some sort of bat. I'm not sure."
At this point, Lareth would like stick out its leg, trying to show try to show them the paper tied to it.
I think it has something there. A message? And then the guy kind of walks over cautiously, drawing a knife as he extends his hand to take the message off the bird's leg. He reads it and says, "Ah, this is a pet of the Grey Wanderers." Grey Wanderers? They're back. Well, where are they? He says, "Well, according to this, they're somewhere outside looking to get in." He says, "Well, it's going to be difficult. We don't want to let all the elementals in." He nods. He looks to the bird. He says, "Can you bring a message back to them? Can you even understand me?"
Lareth nods her head.
He says, "If we're going to open the doors, you might have to clear out some of the elementals there. Perhaps if you can kill some quick, maybe we can just let you in. I don't know. I don't have a good view of the outside." He says, "Could you tell your friends, I'm not even sure how we're going to tell them. I guess I could write them a note." He says,
Can Lareth see the back door from where they are?
not from here. You're kind of in the middle of the bunker.
I'm I'll have, while they're doing this, I'll have Lareth try and lead them a little bit and show them to the back door.
All right. So the guy says, "Hey, where are you going?" As she kind of flies down the hallway. And I'll say, yeah, they follow her to the back door and say, he says, "I'm going to give you a note. Don't leave yet. Also, you can't leave this way anyway."
You're like, gosh darn it. I was like, these idiots.
If an owl could look frustrated.
Yeah, I'll have Lareth kind of peck at the door, gently.
He says, "I can't open that, brave bird. There could be elementals outside."
Oh my god.
God.
What are you gonna do?
Oh my god.
So he's starting to write a
Uh,
note on a piece of paper.
I'll just say to everyone's I'll just say to everyone's they think they'll be able to open the door, but we'll have to clear out the elementals there. There's only 3 by the back door, so that's probably our best bet.
As long as I don't mind spending my highest level of spell today, I could try and banish all 3.
You know
I
that
mean, that works.
that would work. Just, I say let's we can do that's definitely an option. Let's see how it goes though when we approach.
Agreed.
All right, so the guy writes a note and ties it to the owl's leg and says, yeah.
Sorry. How easily can the elementals, on the other sides of the building, see the 3 that are at the back?
They probably wouldn't see them easily, but they'd probably hear commotion, so your time would be limited.
Mm-hmm.
Advancement probably the easiest bet.
So
My
the
That's not gonna
recommendation.
work.
My recommendation would be to take cover in these mountains and perhaps keep a watch on these Myrmidons in the back. Perhaps they will move on eventually.
Or they would never move on.
We could also try and search some of these other houses, since we know these guys are at least kind of secure.
I also think that perhaps gathering a little more information before we make any kind of decision. Also, we know we can get in there without opening any of their seals if it really came down to it because of the circle.
That's true, but the thing is, if we want to get them out, we're gonna have to fight through these elementals anyway.
I'm not 100% sure how circles work, but couldn't they use that circle to go somewhere?
No, you can
I
only
have to know
teleport
the
to a circle.
destination circle, yeah.
Okay. I wasn't 100% sure how that
I
worked.
could send them to a random place in the
It might be
Garroth
better.
Empire.
No,
I mean, the Garroth Empire is not the worst one, is it? That's the Dwarvish one,
That's
right?
Dwarven, yeah.
Garroth Empire is not too bad.
Yeah,
I mean, it
but
might be better than a town overrun with elementals that's killed most of your, friends and neighbors.
So at this point, the owl would have its message, and the guard would let it out through a spot kind of up higher up on the 3rd floor. And it would kind of fly back and return to you.
Little corner window that it can maybe even go back through when it wants to go back in later if we send it back.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like there are any elementals up on the roof right now. It's still secure, but it's yeah, they have a place where looks like they can get in and out if they want to look down.
When she gets back, I kind of just dust her off a little bit. It's like, oh, thanks for getting that message to them. Even
She
they
says
couldn't quite understand you.
she gives you the feeling that she did not like falling down the chimney.
Like I'll pull out like a little bit of like the rations that I have. Like, I don't think you're a favorite. I'm sure this is fine.
She'll eat a day of rations and ask to be sent back to her pocket dimension.
Yep, I'll dismiss her.
Alright. So she disappears.
Who
These...
is the master?
Sorry, what?
Who is the master in that relationship?
Exactly.
I'm betting on the owl.
So these farm
Most
areas look like they've mostly been destroyed. A bunch of the houses in this area are burnt down, and the fields have been kind of wiped out. You don't see any place where someone... Well, I mean, I guess you could search the destroyed housing areas, but it doesn't look like anyone's taking shelter here. Do you want to look around, or what do you want to do?
So these are representative of like little neighborhoods, not individual buildings.
So there's a couple of groupings of like farmhouses, basically.
I'd give him a look around.
Yeah, especially like, I mean, the ones that look like they're mostly burned out, like that, we don't have to spend as much time on. But I would say like just meander through and maybe take a closer look at any that might still have any structural integrity.
Okay. Give me an investigation check. I'll say investigation or perception would be useful here.
Well, I know what I'm going for.
And I think since we're all walking together, we can all be looking, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or do you want just a certain number?
No, you can all roll.
What's your bad?
I
This
see
is 5.
roll.
Yeah, no, I see shit. I see the note that was brought to us.
All right. So you're walking through the neighborhoods of these kind of destroyed houses. You do see a couple of corpses. Looks like people who had been killed here recently. Most of them look scorched. So you're guessing fire elementals did this. As you're going through, you think you see a figure, like a humanoid. You can't tell what it is, but he's standing upright, kind of looking towards the north.
Is he at that house where That house we were at before?
Yeah, the area that kind of has that had a bunch of what are they called? Like, this is where you met the archaeologists,
Right.
and there are also a couple of other basically like lodges there, like for community meetings. But the figure doesn't seem to notice you. He is kind of hard to make out from this distance. He's just sort of he seems like he's wearing like reddish robes with a bunch of strange looking symbols on them. And he's just sort of looking out towards the north. This is the first humanoid you've seen just kind of walking around outside.
Anyone else getting bad vibes?
Yes.
You don't think he's noticed you?
He's not like trying to hide or anything, right? He's just out in the open.
Yeah, it's almost like he is scanning the area, like kind of looking around.
I think we should wander not toward him, because if he's not hiding from the elementals, he may be allied with them or have some control over them.
Yeah, he's either our summoner or allied with him.
And we don't know the extent of his magical abilities. But he's making no effort to hide, right? You said he's pretty obvious?
No, he doesn't have any elementals around him, but yeah, it doesn't look like he's trying to be cautious or stealthy.
Okay. I say we continue kind of acting like we are meandering and keep observing. Does anyone else have thoughts?
Probably shouldn't go that way, because if he has some control over them or an ally with them, like you said, he may be able to see if there are. What do you
Right.
call it? See me?
Disguise, yeah. That's what I meant when I said we don't know the extent of his magical abilities, but if he's not afraid of elementals, then he could be powerful or be here with powerful people.
How far away is he?
At this point, he's probably about 150 feet, yeah. Each of these squares is 50, I forgot.
And you said all we could see was his red robes with a magical effect.
Actually, these squares should be 100, so he'd be 300 feet. The scale is off. Let me change that.
Oh, so this place should be bigger.
Yeah. So yeah, he'd be about 300 feet near the lodge up there.
Nice.
So yeah, 150 feet would not be very far.
Do I remember correctly that the Knolls settled to the west?
The Knolls have an encampment northeast of here.
Although from what we
it's
were
not on this
told, a
map,
lot
okay.
of them.
That was
were
outside. Wait, was that? I forget. Did you guys have them settle in the city or outside it?
I think we.
I
had
thought it
them
was
settle
outside.
up in-
I think we
settled
kind of
up-
left it open. I think we were just like,
Alright.
yeah, come.
So
be part of
last,
this community.
Yeah, last you
They were
checked,
in
they
the
had.
city initially when we first brought them back, but they might have then spread out and made
Yeah,
themselves.
I
homes or
think
something.
they encountered some like basically racism, and they started their own community on the outskirts. Is what happened.
If I remember correctly, we sent some of them to Elder's old house. Let them live in it. If I remember correctly.
What did the note say from the guards? I missed that.
It said we can open the doors for you, but you'd have to make sure they're clear before we do so. We can't risk the elementals getting in.
That's why we're talking
Wow.
about banishing the 3 at the back door.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
would just be easy to banish them.
And basically, they would just like the note would say, "Let us know what your plans are, and we can help you."
I think the best option for the people in the Devil's Half might be more as we're leaving, doing a loud exit kind of thing. Because I don't see us being able to clear one of the doors and then be able to sneak that entire group to our house to then get to the ship. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you would
Yeah.
notice as you're going south, the large farm to the south does not seem to be burned down. The house is still there.
Do you want to check
head to
that
the
out
house?
then?
Yeah.
Check it out.
All right. So yeah, the house here is A little bit of a like more of an estate than an actual like neighborhood of farms. But it does seem like it has taken some damage. There's several broken windows and the door is just like leaning open. You would see the farm itself is still intact though. The only farm that hasn't been scorched. There's still
we-
like some crops growing.
Can we just kind of continue to shuffle like elementals and go in the door? The circle's
Yeah.
open?
So if you go in the door, let me look at something. So yeah, if you go inside the door, it looks like the house in here has been partially destroyed. Luckily, it didn't burn down though, even though there are several scorch marks. There may have been some kind of battle in here. You do find the remains of several guards. They're pretty burned up. Give me an investigation check. Might tell you more.
Can I roll a medicine check to see how long they've been dead for?
Sure. You'd guess, and you're trained, right?
Yes.
You guess they've been dead for a couple of days. This
say
wasn't
that was
recent.
worth it, bro.
Alright, so you are looking around in here. And as you're going through the estate, you hear what sounds like a hissing noise. Almost like maybe like a steam or something coming from a room up ahead.
I was hoping it was parcel mouth.
Was it a steam hiss or like a dog hiss?
Sorry, one sec.
Have we heard any of the elementals make any noise like that?
Sometimes the fire ones do.
Okay.
I talked to a fire elemental like that.
Yeah. It could be it could be elemental.
Ignan.
Ignan, yeah.
Peach. So then,
Oh, do I
Kudo, you would
recognize-
understand it, right?
Give me an active insight, or sorry, active perception check, Kudo.
I mean, I have primordial.
I've been picking Primordial on my D&D characters for years and never got a chance to use it. And this year, I did not pick it.
So yeah, give me an active perception. See if you can make out what they're saying. All right. So you can't hear them too well, but you get a couple of things. It sounds like they are annoyed that they can't destroy this house.
Hmm.
And something about the god wants it kept. But you don't hear exactly what they say. It doesn't make too much sense to you. Maybe it was master, because god seems like a strange way to phrase someone who would summon them. They're saying other things too, but that's all you really get from a 12.
I'll let the party know telepathically.
That's unsettling. I wonder why they can't burn this house then.
Well, they are in this estate, right? They're just not allowed to destroy it. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
That's what it sounds like.
Well, should we move on? If this house is actively occupied by elementals, do we feel like we should continue to explore it?
Here,
Or,
I
like,
kind of have a map of this, so let me...
Okay.
Well, do you want to explore this house and see if there's anything else in here, or do you want to just move on?
I was actually about to say, but I kind of want to have a look around and see
Okay.
if we can find a reason why they can't burn it.
Sure.
Could be important.
Well, it's their master has given the command not to.
Right, but I think he's wondering if we can find out
Oh, gotcha.
what
I see.
the reasons behind that, because it might be something significant.
Yeah. Give me one moment.
Turns out it's just the bloke's home and he doesn't want his house burnt down.
Oh, it seem odd, but maybe.
What I'd do? Hey, don't burn down that house, it's mine.
The guy who summoned all these just happened to live in Char.
Yeah. In Candleholm.
Or, yeah, Candle. Alright. So,
Also, you tell me you kind of have a map of an area, and I can't immediately want to see it. So, of course, we're going.
well, it's sort of, what's it called? Like a random encounter house map.
I can't see.
Yeah, I
Oh.
know. I'm trying to get this sorted.
But before we left,
Yeah, give me like
Mana, did you
2 minutes.
place the advantage on me again?
Feasibly, in case I haven't here.
Yeah, didn't we agree that it's basically always on unless anything prevents it?
What is?
No, we're talking about one of my abilities.
Oh, is that, you mean the initiative thing?
Yeah.
I think so.
I'm pretty sure we agreed it's always on there unless you say otherwise.
Alright, so I'm not gonna...
Like the battle after the mass suggestion.
Yeah, sorry, I'm just adding these doors on here.
While you're setting it up, I'll telepathically say to the group, we think we should confront that lone man in the other house, in the archaeologist's house, eventually.
I think once we save as many people as we can.
Indeed.
I wouldn't mind knowing more of what's happened here, or have some inkling of the size, and I'm not sure. I'd like to learn more.
I forget, do you have an NPC with you right now?
It's either Dosha. I know we had Dosha last
Dosha.
time. But I
Dosha.
don't remember.
Dosha would say, if Summoner moves about the city so carelessly, he must be powerful, could be dangerous to confront.
I think,
Everything is dangerous.
yeah, but once
That's
our
very true.
once our presence is known, we cannot take that back. So until we must, perhaps we can continue to explore with subterfuge and see what we can learn. At some point, we may be discovered, and we'll take that step when we reach it.
Or perhaps we look like him.
Well, if he is the summoner and we incapacitate him, it's possible that the elementals may no longer be under any control.
Yeah, we could have a bunch of rampaging elementals.
Alright, so
Depending
you
on what
all
kind of magic.
came in through over here. That's kind of where the front door is. And you basically heard the noises coming from down here.
Is there a light in here?
Do one of you have a light source? It would be dark in here. You know what? I'll say there's light coming in through the windows. So I'll just light the place.
And plus, Anvil would have put it on me unless you took it off.
Yeah, I'll say it's daytime, so
Well,
I don't have the windows marked,
yeah.
but I'll say there's light coming in.
Having us glowing, unless we're disguised as fire elementals, us glowing actually might blow our cover.
Yeah, but they're smart enough to realize that.
What?
If they're Myrmidons, they would be.
You're right.
So when you said we came in here,
Yeah, you came in through that door over there. That was the front
and
entrance.
I only see Anvir and Kudo.
I'm with Kudo. Me and LJR.
Oh, okay. So you guys are in that other room. Okay, cool.
Can you
Yeah.
put my slot on the map?
What did you say?
My slot?
Oh yeah, he's got a slot.
Yeah. Where is he?
He looks like us too, though, but yeah.
I think he's under summons, right? Is that the aberrant spirit?
Yep.
Sure.
Under NPCs or something? No. Game
Oh, he's under
resources.
summon, yeah. So the
No, not under game resources. Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
just threw it next to you.
Thank you.
And if you want to give it a picture or other stuff, you can edit it now. But anyway, yeah, from the south, you would hear these creatures still talking. The room you're in is kind of like a dining area. There's a table and some chairs, but like I said, it's kind of been scorched.
Well, based on the exterior, we. You said it was an estate, so I'm sure it's multi-level. Should we try to find stairs?
Sure.
Are we still able to telepathically communicate other than Kudo? I mean, I know Kudo can always do it.
Yeah, I think so.
It's about 5
while.
o'clock now.
We have half an hour then.
Let's see if we can find some stairs, or did we want to go into that room where the hissing is coming from?
I think let's search around the house a little bit first.
The hallway here, and potentially a door that might also lead toward the hissing. And this is where you said we came in, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So then I guess we could try down that hallway.
So this door, the hissing room.
Oh, I thought this was.
Well,
Lou, can you confirm where we heard the hissing?
Yeah, you heard it kind of down this way.
Okay.
I was saying like
So
go down this way or
Yeah, either of the places might lead there. We're not certain. Where's LJ?
I think he's still in the first room that we were in.
Gotcha.
There's two doors here.
And you think you hear something moving around in the room ahead. Over here.
Let's step aside quietly and let Anvir have a good listen.
Wait. Oh, sorry, I got distracted for a second.
There might be some movement in the room ahead if you want to sneak up there and have a listen. You don't have to go all the way up to the door, but
You're going
I
the
don't
wrong way.
even see you guys.
Oh, that.
south of LJ, yeah.
Which door?
Yes.
Well, the movement's coming from the south. The west door there, you wouldn't hear anything.
So the south, I listen.
So give me an active perception. You think there are at least 3 creatures moving about in there, and they are making those like weird hissing and gurgling noises that you've heard the other elementals make.
So, if we open this, I'll have a drone. Otherwise, we need to leave.
Yeah.
Because I'm closer, can I hear what they're saying now?
So you're gonna come down here near the door?
Sure.
Alright, these ones sound like they are searching around for something. One of them is saying, It's not here. We should move on. And another one says, no, we wait for the master's next command. We stay here. Watch the house.
I'll relay that telepathically. They're looking for something here.
Is there any chance that any of us would remember or even know whose house this was?
This was one of the larger... I mean, did any of you come from Char? I forget.
From Candle.
Or yeah, from Candleholm.
I mean, Elder you stay there for about a year.
Alright, well, you'd probably know this is just one of the larger farms held by a more influential member of the community.
Onyx would have known.
He grows a lot of food.
I say that.
Yeah, Onyx would have known.
Okay.
His
Well,
wife and kid are okay.
let's either try the door next to Eldwin or go back to this other room.
Just a question. Can elementals, like, communicate with their master or summoner from afar, usually? Or no?
So generally speaking, no, it would just, they would have to do it the normal way unless they had some kind of magic set up. Like, it's basically like anything that's summoned. The master would give it a command and it would just do its best to follow it while the spell's active. Assuming these creatures are under a summon spell. Unless they just serve someone, in which case it would be more like a normal, just allies doing what they're asked of.
Okay.
Do we want to check out this room next to me? See if
Let's
there's anything here.
Might as well.
Alright,
Might as well take a peek.
see.
yeah, I'll slowly start to open the door and see if I can peek through. See if I spot anything before I open it.
So if you peek through the door, are you trying to be quiet?
Yeah.
It doesn't look like there's anyone in there, luckily. You see there is a stairwell in here going up.
Everyone's like found the stairs.
Let's check it out.
As you walk in, Anvir, you would notice the rug in here looks a little bit odd.
Oh,
Investigation might tell you more.
I'll just point it out to Elwin. I'll be like, that rug looks iffy.
Alright, I'll start looking into it then.
Is it covering something?
Yeah, so you kind of move the rug aside. It looks like a normal floor at first, but upon closer inspection, you think it is a hidden trapdoor.
whatever they could be looking for is down this.
You think it's sealed. You're not sure how you'd open it from this side. It might be, yeah, you might need to have to open it from the other side. Give me, let me see. You're not an artificer, right? No, you're a wizard. There might be a way to
Artificer.
there might be a way to access the mechanism for the trapdoor using thieves' tools.
Alright. I was like, this might be what they're looking for. I think I might be able to pry this open, but we should get everyone in here so that they don't see us doing this.
Yeah.
Plan B, if this doesn't work, I'll see if I can open it with brute strength.
Alright, give me a thieves' tools check. DC 20.
Sure. I was gonna ask for guidance from like, oh, that'd be loud, so.
Yeah, probably.
Hey, didn't need it.
Alright.
Nice.
So you are able to get the panel open. You can break the locking mechanism on the trapdoor, but you don't think it'll be able to lock again if you do, but that will open it.
Like I'll repeat that as like I can open it, but it's not gonna be able to lock again if I do it. There could be people or something hiding here. Do we risk breaking it?
You want
Are
me
you-
to smash it? Or
What?
I mean,
Like-
yeah, go ahead. I don't think anyone's here.
Alright, I'll break the lock.
Yeah, I mean, we have no idea what damage we might be doing, but
All right, give me a stealth check to see if you can do this quietly.
and presumably we would have pulled everyone in and closed this door.
Yes. Did our best to anyway.
All right,
This
so
is-
you are very quiet as you break the mechanism. Luckily, you don't think anyone heard. There's a click, and you can now open the trapdoor, which seems like as you open it, there's a ladder there going down, and there are a bunch of odd arcane markings on the other side of this door. Looks like it may have had some kind of seal on it as well. Like
You
Oh.
want me,
a seal to maybe keep the elementals out.
you want me to go down first?
Would us disarming a mechanical lock or a mechanical like mechanism have interfered with magical wards?
You're not
Like, did we break-
sure. You're not sure if that broke the magical wards. It's hard to say.
Okay.
They aren't usually connected, though. Opening the door may have what's it called? Tripped the connection, so it might have to be redone.
Okay.
Like shifted the ruins so they're not connected.
Well,
and stuff.
we might as well check it out. Is it
I've seen them all.
possible? Is it possible for the last person down to kind of like finagle the rug, kind of over top of the hatch?
I don't think so. I'm not sure how you do that with the trapdoor open.
Well, if you have the trapdoor like kind of partially open and the rug kind of laying on it,
You have I got it. You have bloody what's the hand spell? Arcane
Mage hand?
hold it. Yeah, mage
you
hand.
could probably
hold it
do it
up
with like a
and
mage
get it
hand.
down and get it to drop it down.
Yeah.
If you don't have mage hand, I'll say you could do like maybe a stealth check with disadvantage if you're trying that, or I'll say or a survival
Oh,
check
I
with
have-
disadvantage.
Sorry.
who wants
I
to
have
go
mage hand.
through
Oh, I'm
sooner
down
or
first.
later?
I'm down first all the way.
All right, so if you use mage hand, you can use stealth or survival with a normal roll to try to hide the fact that you've come through.
I'm down there first already.
All right,
Don't come out.
so the ladder goes down about 20 feet. It almost looks like a basement area, except when you get to the bottom, it looks like there is another door. Now,
Repeat that.
who was where you said you were trying to like disguise your passage through here? Someone?
Guido, I think, had mage hands.
Oh, I mean, somebody was asking about mage hand, so I offered, but I'm confused. Is LJ doing it? I thought LJ was just going.
LJ wanted to go first, so
We're talking
whoever's
about whoever's last.
whoever's last.
Okay.
I'll do it if no
I
one
will-
else wants to, but I could use the help of your mage hand as well.
All right, I'll do that. I guess. Sounds good.
All right, so yeah, give me a survival or a stealth check.
All right, here goes nothing.
All right, so you two work together, and you think you do a pretty good job hiding the fact that the trapdoor was opened. It's not perfect, but yeah, it's probably not going to be noticed by someone just casually moving through the area. So you all come down here, and as I said at the bottom, there's sort of a small, dark room with a single, looks like large, like petrified wood door. It looks pretty thick. It is closed right now.
If I,
Is this room or the hallway dusty or like Does it look like it's been used recently?
Yeah, it looks like someone. Well, let's see. Anvir, you'd say there are signs of passage here with your passive perception.
Humanoid? Or elemental?
That would be a survival check.
I'll do that.
So if Anvir points them out, you think that humanoids have come through here within the last few days.
I would share this. I think we should proceed.
Is the door locked if I try to open it?
Yes, it is sealed.
I'm gonna give it a knock, like a quiet one.
Pop, pop.
Would it be beneficial for us to take a quick breather and maybe Eldwin could cast your magic eyes? Or if you guys think it might be valuable.
My
So-
slide might fizzle out.
Oh, excellent.
You say my slad might fizzle out.
Yeah, if we wait too long.
Oh, gotcha. I thought you said okay. No, I meant like a 10-minute, but yeah, if we don't think it's necessary, let's keep going.
So,
Is Eldrick already
You would
locked?
all suddenly hear a voice in your minds saying, "Get out of here. You're not welcomed. And don't
Did we make it-
alert the elementals to this place."
Did we recognize the voice?
No, it's some sort of telepathy, probably magic.
Can I try to answer?
Sure, what are you gonna think back?
We're interested in anyone that's managed to survive the elementals here, as we need to know what happened here. And we may have interfered with some of your wards already.
He says,
Would you
a
see us?
powerful magical user attacked this place with his legion of elementals. I have no idea why, but I am charged with protecting the family in here. I know who you are, Grey Wanderers, but I'm not letting you in. This door stays closed.
Do
We
I-
seek
Can they all hear what I'm thinking back?
I'll say you can all hear each other in this telepathy.
Do I try to open the door?
I,
Or force it open?
No, don't. If
I'll-
LJ's showing like exerting force on the door, I would ask him to stop.
No, he's not.
He
He's
just, I
thinking
think he
it.
just asked that. What did you say, Kudo?
Alright. Kudo would think back to this this other person. I'll be like, another mind speaker. Unless you wish to stay in this room forever, I think your best efforts to protect the family is to give us more information so that we may end the siege.
Give me a persuasion.
Agreed. Even if you choose not to open the door at this time, we could still help each other.
He says, I can tell you anything you want to know, but make it quick. The longer you stay here, the more likely we'll be discovered. He says, I don't plan on staying here forever, but at least for a few days to see if help comes before using other means of transportation.
There are others in need that we have already encountered, and there may be ones that we've not yet found.
The elementals were looking for something. What is that something? Found it important enough to stay here.
He says, I'm not sure. I don't know why they're here or what they're looking for. But I haven't really been out there keeping an eye on their actions since the attack. We've been held up in here with the wards functioning, and so far they haven't found us.
This house is the place they're searching.
Says, well, they're not going to find us down here unless you lead them to us.
They are searching. Why did their master command these elementals to search this place?
Says,
Only your house remains intact.
says, I don't know for sure.
Can I insight
This
that?
he says, this isn't actually my house. This is my employer's house. I just work here.
Who's
And
your
who is
employer?
your employer?
The family that lived here.
My employer.
That was a question, sorry.
Kudo was also gonna incite the I don't know thing.
Yeah, I think this guy is holding back something.
Absolutely.
My my employer is a man by the name of Kevin Malo. He's the basically the largest farm master within Candle. He says his family and he are held up here, safe for now. And again, I don't know why they're searching this place.
Was this your
Do you-
master's home before the attack?
Says it still is his home. But yes, do you know who their master is? Perhaps if I
Occupancy.
knew more about who he was. But I don't know anyone powerful enough to do this. I mean, I'm a skilled wizard, but I don't know anyone who could control armies of elementals and summon a phoenix. It's way
It's
beyond.
only-
Go ahead.
We've
We
just
spied a
arrived
man
here
to the
this
north.
day and learned of all that's been discovered what's happening here, and know very little so far. So we do not know who is controlling these elementals yet.
We spied a man to the north. He was all alone, brazen out in the open.
So
In the archaeologist's house.
that seems suspicious. Maybe if you could capture him, it would bring the elementals under control. Or under, yeah, maybe they would leave. I don't know.
He was dressed like a wizard in scarlet.
He says, well, like I said, maybe he's the one that summoned them all. But I don't know. I don't know who that is, and I don't know why they'd be interested in the Malo family.
Can I insight this? Can multiple of us insight this guy? I feel like he's holding back something.
Oh, he's definitely holding back.
Yeah, I'd like to do one too.
It doesn't mean he's our enemy, but
Yeah, you can incite him.
Oh,
That's basically zone of truth right there. I'm just kidding.
if only.
So you definitely think he is not telling you everything, but he also seems like he does not want you to stay here too long, because he is probably worried you're going to bring the elementals down here.
Nasira,
What
do
is
you share
your?
that?
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Do you share that with them, Nasira?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Sorry, I thought you.
So you whispered
yeah,
it
yeah, yeah.
out loud, maybe, so he doesn't hear it in your mind.
Yeah.
If you wish us to leave, then you must tell us all.
Give me give me a persuasion. It's not really intimidation.
Could kind of go either way.
Yeah.
Oh, can I if that fails, and I guess maybe these things don't necessarily fail, I would like to
Yeah,
give it a
it's-
little juice.
It's degrees of success, so yeah, you can juice it if you want.
Juice it.
I will juice it. Well, I mean, actually, if it doesn't fail, then I'm not even sure I can use this ability then.
Yeah, we could say it's a failure.
Okay.
So you can
It's a
juice it.
failure to roll a perfect roll, so he wants to roll again.
Well, it's not it's
I'm
not
going to.
it's DC 15,
Go ahead.
so
Okay.
Oh, okay. I'm just gonna use the inspo anyways.
okay.
Nice.
Wow. Way better.
And that cost me a sorcery point.
So
From a 4 to a 20.
he says, well, there might be some magics here that the guy is searching for. I know that Malo uses magics to help his crops grow, but other than that, I don't know what else he would be looking for. I mean, I have no idea why these guys are here, so I can't really say to their motivations. I mean, there are some items of value he has. He has magical items in his collection. Those could be something that the guy's seeking too. But
Are
these
they-
are all speculations. As I said, I don't know who this guy is, why these elementals are here.
Whatever they're searching for, they have not found yet. Unless you have another secret bunker, has to be in there. So if you could, do you think you could let us in and we have magic users who may be able to tell if what you have is what they're searching for? Maybe.
Give me a persuasion. He says,
Really?
"Now, are you gonna do anything?
Reroll.
Story
Reroll.
point.
Story point.
All right, roll." Oh, he says,
What? No.
"Absolutely not. No one is getting in here. This door remains closed. I don't want to have to reseal it if I break the magics to let you in. Plus, I don't know you very well. I mean, I know you're supposed to be heroes. You saved a bunch of communities from the gnolls, but this is a little bit bigger than that. I don't think you could defend
Indeed.
us."
If we slay these things in this house, do you think it will relay? Do you think it will alert the master? Do you know of that?
He says, "Probably. It would probably make him suspicious of this place. I'd prefer you just leave. I mean, they're not going to find us down here with the wards I placed."
We did.
Very well.
We did.
He says, "Well, you are more intelligent than the elementals."
But the elementals may not be the only creatures at the disposal of this obviously very powerful and plotting person. He's clearly got a plan, whatever that plan may be.
They
does have
summoned
a
a
feeling.
phoenix. They
Yeah.
summoned a
He
phoenix.
says, "Yes,
If they can
which
summon a phoenix, they can summon someone smart enough to figure out that you're down here.
he says, I've already done what you want. At this point, I would just ask you to go and leave us to our own fate. I'll protect these people. That's my job."
I would.
He
LJ
says,
opened it.
or go ahead, Kudo.
No, I was just saying a deal is a deal. I will say to the party too.
He says,
Uh,
if you can figure out a way to get us out of here safely, like a really good plan that doesn't put the family at risk, I'll listen. But for now, yeah, if you, I don't know, can lure the elementals away before you kill them just to take suspicion off the house, if you're going to kill them, that would be my preference, that they not die here. Because then there will definitely be suspicion of myself or someone here having killed them.
We
I mean, we
definitely
could
can
come
sneak
back
you
through with the
through.
ship.
Go ahead, Onbeer.
I was going to say out loud to the group where he wouldn't hear. I was like, I mean, we could just come back with the ship.
Or
Well, Eldwin, you know that it's not guaranteed the ship could come under the house. Because remember, the ship has to be careful where it travels. Because it could... There's basically that equipment to make sure it goes in places it doesn't cause cave-ins. Because it could actually, like, crush itself if it goes to the wrong place.
LJ gets a look.
But
that
it
Nasira
might be.
knows
You
that-
might be able to dig right into the underground.
LJ gets a look at Nasira, and Onvid never knows of. Do I just break down the store already?
No.
No. That does no one any good.
I think we just leave. I don't think we're going anywhere with this conversation until we can.
And he
figure out-
says, again, if you can figure out a way to get the family out, I'll definitely hear it. But yeah, for now, I'd appreciate it if you go. I'm going to have to reseal that trap door. He says, how did you get it open anyway? It's not supposed to open from the other side.
We have a wizard.
Give me a deception.
There is.
That's not a deception. Elvin is our wizard and he opened it.
I just
no,
might have used rogue
no,
tools while doing that.
I assume you're hiding the fact you basically broke it, so it can't seal now.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that we were hiding that fact.
He says, would you use a knock spell? Whatever, I'll close it up again.
Like, no, you would have heard that.
There is a way. But if we could make you slip by their notice. But where would you go to? We have already saved another family.
He says, well, where did you bring the other family? Is there a safe place in town right now?
For our
Manor?
headquarters. That place is cleared.
The Grey Manor? There was a bunch of elementals there. That was actually one of the first places we were going to try to go. We assumed you had had the house on lockdown, but you weren't there. And that dragon ally of yours, it was gone.
They,
No more.
is
So
it
he was
is it
already
common
gone.
knowledge that he's a dragon?
It's not, no.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah, those elementals that were in Gray Manor are now piles of dust. But it isn't the manor itself, but something we've parked in the cave beneath that is the safest spot at the moment that we know of.
We also have some companions keeping it safe as well.
Well, that is a bit intriguing, but I don't like the idea of having to run across the city with being out in the open.
You would not appear as you do. You are a wizard, yes? Do you know of the spell seeming?
He says, "Is that like alter self?"
Yes.
So it's
for
like a
all
level
of you.
2.
There's
Much more.
Artificer.
Kidding.
Well, it's still makes me a bit nervous. But maybe that would be safer, especially if there is going to be someone more intelligent looking through the house. Give me a persuasion check, Kudo, with advantage.
You can do it.
You can do it!
Says, all right. If you think you can hide us, I mean, I've never known the Grey Wanderers to break their word, as far as I know. So if you can hide us, we'll trust you to, or I'll trust you to get them across the city.
How many are we talking about?
Says, it's just 4. It's Lord and Lady. This is Kevin and what's her name? I'll say Kevin and Hillary Mallow, and their 2 children.
God.
On the morrow, I'll be able to cast
Are
it.
the sorry.
Recast it, but not right now.
Says it's perfect. He'll give me a day to get some of my magical defenses ready. He
And
says,
the children are
Go ahead.
the children are old enough to take direction and be cautious.
Says they're between like 12 and 15, so yes, they should
Very
be
good.
okay. I'll instruct them as well. All right, we'll meet you, I guess, here tomorrow. I'll keep an eye out for you. Just close the trapdoor. I can seal it myself once you leave. I'll have to redo all the
Okay.
wards again.
Will do.
And you know, Eldwin, you know that he's not going to be able to reseal it because you broke it.
All of us are just like, yeah, all good. Like,
All right, so you climbing back up?
yeah.
That's not good, actually. I mean, these guys probably should be following us at this point. If
I'm
that's
nervous about returning in a day because
Yes.
we don't know how many more elementals or how much more thoroughly they will have searched this house by then.
Hey, if we have the ability, we dig into the house. If we don't, we gave them the chance to try and leave beforehand. They didn't want it.
Yeah.
I think you should tell him the truth.
Do
I'll
we-
go back in the room and whisper, vocally, very quietly.
And you're down below right now, just by the way, you're not actually in this room.
Okay, but I'll whisper to Elwyn. I think for their safety, you should let them know the state of disrepair.
No, what do you mean? We're gonna pull Batman. We're not gonna kill them.
I
but
agree
we're
with
not gonna
Kudo.
save them.
I agree with Kudo.
You do not attempt
Yeah.
to kill them.
Yeah,
Elwyn,
same, honestly.
Oh, are you going to tell him?
I'll warn them. I do feel like I should warn you that my method of getting in here might have damaged some of your runes. It might not be possible to reapply them as they were.
He says, what do you mean? What did you do?
I'm pretty proficient with thieves' tools, and I was found a way to break the lock to get in here.
Oh, you broke the trapdoor. It's perfect. Well, obviously I'm not going to be able to work on it with a bunch of elementals up there. That's It's annoying, but I think I should still be okay as long as they don't notice it. Though someone with hands can now open it up pretty easily and get down here.
If you don't mind, I can set up, we'll probably be in the area for a while, so I can set up an alarm spell to see so that I know if anyone else tries to come down.
This is fine. If you wish, put an alarm, but make sure you put the silent one.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Beep, beep,
Rah,
beep.
rah, rah. Oh my god! Eldwin's
So
just a dick. He's like,
I'll take the 11 minutes to ritually cast alarm.
Rips it as he leaves, just
Alright.
looking enough.
so you
Like
put
up near the trap door, like
Yeah,
in the
So-
near the ladder. Yeah.
yeah, so that they can move through the.
So you put a silent alarm on the trap door or the ladder down below.
And does the alarm notify only you, Eldwin, or can you let it notify him?
It can only notify Eldwin. It'll ping him. If you did
So I'll
if you
know
did
and
the
we can
silent
let
one.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you'll get a ping in your mind if at least for 24 hours if something moves through this area.
I think it's only 8.
Or 8 hours, yeah. Alright, so that's all set. And what are you gonna do?
LJ goes up the ladder.
Let's
What
get
time
outta
is it
here.
right now?
It is
Should we go upstairs or should we leave this house now?
what time
Let's
is
go
it?
upstairs.
It is 5:30.
I got 1 more hour on my slot.
Alright.
I will say to the party, it is interesting. We did slay the elementals in the manor, but did it bring upon more elementals to that area? It did not seem so.
I would be extra cautious of doing anything here, though, considering they seem to have a particular mission in this place. It may be more easily noticed.
Okay.
Gotcha.
I
probably-
will point out that the telepathic bond, if it's 5:30, has ended.
Okay.
So it would poof out at this point.
So we'll
Right.
kind of rely on Kudo to talk to all of us since he's able to do that.
I mean, that's
Not
I
like
would-
I'm
Now,
not expecting you to play
I
the telephone
forget,
game. I'm just saying we can at
can
least
they
pass
talk
stuff.
back to you telepathically, or is that just one way?
they can, but it's
Okay.
I mean,
One at a
I
time.
don't think it should be equal to telepathic.
Oh
bond.
no, I'm not
Yeah.
saying yeah.
Well, do you
It's
want to
like
take
one at a time or something?
you want
Yeah.
to take the time to reestablish it? You're still down below.
I think it's pretty useful for what we're trying to do, so if everyone's okay waiting another
ritual?
10 minutes.
Okay, yeah.
It is it is a ritual, yeah.
Yeah, that's where.
There are 2 targets, as far as we know, with this because they're searching for something, and the Grey Manor because, well, the Grey Wanderers live there.
Yeah, but
And
they
the
already
problem-
had full access to our place for goodness knows how long. Did we ask? Did we get an idea of how long ago they came?
I think it was about a week.
2-3 days? I
Oh.
thought.
No, it was longer. Because
I
the guards
don't. I
in
didn't
the
even
house
remember
were
us
dead.
asking. So.
The guards
Luke?
were dead about a week.
Oh.
I didn't hear you. What did you say?
I know we've been told, but we we can't remember. How long ago did this all start?
So, piecing together what people have said, it's probably been a few days since the attack. So it didn't
Only a
happen
few
too long ago.
Well, if a magic user that powerful is interested in a specific item in a specific house, it does make me think that there may be more to this farmer than, or this landowner. He seems to be more than just a land laborer farmer.
Oh yeah, I think like half of us got the gist that he was not he was holding some shit back there.
Well, yeah. Well, but we weren't even talking to the master of the house, who I'm assuming might be. Well, I don't know. We don't know what they're after in this house, but
Well,
either the person we were talking to, the hired gun, the bodyguard, whatever he is, or the master of the house, or who knows? Maybe the mistress of the house that knows something, or is up to something, or has possession of something that has some importance here.
Why don't we go check out the farm? Because correct me if I'm wrong, Lou. Didn't you say the actual farm was also the only thing not burnt down?
Yeah, the farm itself wasn't burned and the house was not destroyed. Other than some
wonder-
scorch marks inside.
what do I know about the heads of the household? Considering that I'm pretty sure I'm the only one who would know anything about them.
The Malo family, I mean, they're just kind of rich assholes. You know,
Oh,
normal,
That's kind
not
of
nobility.
people.
Well, yeah, they're not really nobility. This place doesn't really have nobility, but there are a bunch of rich people who came over from the empire when it was first established 200 years ago, who were still kind of the movers and shakers of the community.
Damn bourgeoisie.
Yeah.
I will say, when I lived here, I only knew them as rich, arrogant assholes. Nothing more dealing with whatever elementals or summoner of the elementals are looking for.
I just want to point out that I'm not well trained in magic myself, but my mentor was rather good at holy magic, and obviously I've seen what you all can do, but I just, considering he knew we were out here and knew who we were, and the power of these wards that he seems to have been able to place, the fact that he knew Calathar was what Calathar really was, he very well may be listening to us right now.
Are you listening, you annoying prick?
Are you saying that out loud? Well, you're still in the basement doing the ritual right now.
Oh,
Right.
never mind then.
Yeah, you're in the middle of
Well,
doing
that's
your mental
why I
link.
cautioned LJ about what he was just saying, and also I guess technically we're talking about his boss, not him, but still.
Yeah. So, passing time to finish the ritual. Give me a moment.
I just had a thought. If we're going to be spending like 20 minutes down here, LJ, did you want to place the immovable rod against the trapdoor?
Oh,
I mean, I
I don't-
could, but unless I come back for it, I'll lose it forever.
Yeah, I meant while we're doing the
Oh,
ritual.
the other side.
Block it.
Well,
Which way does it
Wait.
open? Up or down?
Yeah, actually, I was about to question
Yeah.
that. Now I realized I don't know that.
It opens downward.
oh, it
Oh.
does. Oh, that's
Oh,
cool.
Yeah.
I
And I was about to say you did finish your ritual, so you are now able to speak in each other's minds again. It's about 6 o'clock at this point.
while
doesn't
we
matter
were
anyway
down
now.
here, after Nasir comes down the first time, I go back up, place the movable rod so the trapdoor can go down unless something a very powerful force forces down.
Wait,
But now
you
we
mean
can't get out.
before- You mean after we leave?
No, before we leave, because I can always deactivate it.
Oh, you're just doing that to keep us safe. Okay, I gotcha.
Yes.
Well, at this point,
Um,
you guys are done down here, so I assume
Yeah.
you're going up.
What
Yeah,
do
LJ
what do
goes
you
up first, deactivates it, and then opens
Okay.
open the trapdoor.
All right, so you climb back up the ladder into the main household.
I think someone was suggesting using that to prop the door that we broke, but I think, well, first off, we need
I
to.
was suggesting it more just as we were doing the rituals, but by the
Gotcha.
time I suggested it, we were done.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, because I was
Yeah.
gonna say we'd have to basically leave it behind and let the guy set it.
Yeah,
You
it's-
could
I'm
have
not
Kudo
doing
do
that.
it with Mage Hand.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah,
Can
but
we-
do we want to leave him with the image
No.
for rod?
I
No,
am not
honestly-
moving. I'm not moving with him with my rod.
Yeah.
No.
All right, let's go.
So, are you just leaving the house?
Are we going upstairs or are we leaving the house?
I think we're just leaving the house.
I think we
I
should
don't-
vacate.
All right.
I
Yeah.
think I am interested in kind of looking at the farm quickly as we're leaving, just to see if like we can see some weird shit going on with the actual farm.
Alright, so
Let's,
on your way out,
Yeah. Let's
You
move.
would-
Oh wow. Okay.
encounter an Earth Myrmidon in the main room.
I was about to say let's trickle out, not in a big group, and move, kind of slowly and not too directly. But then all the tokens moved at once. So
Yeah, no, I'm assuming you were just leaving.
well, that's why I was saying that how we were
Alright,
leaving.
so let's do it the other way then. Who was the first to trickle out?
I mean, well, let's face it, we all know it was LJ.
Alright,
Yeah.
so LJ will encounter the Earth creature, which will
LJ 's
get
what?
an investigation check.
LJ's playing his best water elemental. Or
Blah, 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 blah.
LJ's just embracing his inner stupidity and just going brain dead.
LJ is embracing his stupidity of the past 500 years. He
Alright.
wins.
So the Earth Elemental will make like a rumbling noise at you as it just moves past. And it will then make a rumbling noise at you, Kudo, which you understand to be crush, search, and crush as it continues down the hall.
I'll say, what am I, a water myrmidon?
Yeah.
Or, like, drown. Whelm, drown.
It will give you an approving crashing noise as it continues inward.
We need to
And
get him to teach us what to say.
Yes.
we'll teach you the curses. So the rest of you now walk out,
Did we
leaving
just
the
take some
house.
time to run those phrases that we need? Like the 2 words
Well,
we
Yeah.
we
need?
could have done that in the basement, but I don't think we can do that now.
Kudo is just going to teach you curse words and make you say shit that, like, gets you in trouble.
Fuck,
Stop
shit.
that.
Exactly.
Is it
Yeah.
unusual? Is it unusual for a water elemental to be speaking primordial versus Aquan? I know that they are mutually intelligible, but is it unusual for them to be using? I guess the earth elemental wouldn't notice, huh?
No, and the elementals aren't all that smart.
Okay.
So even if it was weird, it's not really too weird, but even if it was, he probably wouldn't
Nice.
care. So yeah, what are you gonna do outside? If you look at the crops, they just look like they've been left alone for whatever reason. Though, as you walk outside now, you would hear a caw from above you. On looking up, there is one of those weird-looking ravens sitting on the roof, staring down at the group,
Oh,
like the ones
gee.
you killed from the basement.
Did we leave one by one or just left all at once?
Well, that's
outside the front
right,
door?
guys. I totally forgot that we killed those birds. Someone totally knows we're here.
So the bird
Right, yeah.
seems to just be staring at you right now. It hasn't done anything yet. It just made a couple of cawing noises. Do you want to do anything?
Continue? Can we
Is it?
Sorry.
Patrick, I wonder, is it if I will say either way, do you want me to destroy him?
No.
I mean,
That would bring- That would bring others down on us immediately.
They already know we're here. to be
Yeah,
fair.
they do. Do they know that this particular pack of elementals that this particular bird is looking at is
Hold on a
the
second.
people?
One
Hmm?
second. You
What?
won that point. You won that argument.
I don't know. I'm just saying, we can still about the town most likely in less danger of engaging the
So
elementals that are wandering about.
as you are talking about this in your minds, the bird is going to fly off, kind of heading northeast. Caw, caw, caw,
All
just
right.
cawing as it flies away.
Anvir,
Towards-
did you want to walk through some of these fields, or do we move on to somewhere else?
Either or. I was just kind of curious because the farm itself hadn't been burned. So I was wondering if
Question.
maybe we could see if there was anything weird with it.
Yeah, what's up, Kudo?
Is that raven making a beeline for the archaeologist's house?
It is flying more towards the Devil's Hearth at the moment. It after a moment, it was flying northeast, but now you can't really see it anymore.
Not even my elven eyes.
No, it's more than
Yeah,
300
300.
feet away. But
That's
yeah, you're not
300.
sure. It didn't look like it was going straight north.
So more like this.
Kind of, yeah. You don't know if it was going exactly towards the Devil's Hearth, but it was going in that direction.
Well, let's take a browse through this field and then maybe head in another direction. I think we should move from this particular home before that raven returns, just in case it. I don't know. It may have seen through our disguises, but if it didn't, it may just, I don't
Might
know.
not
Would
be to the master. He went to the Devil's Hearth. Weird.
he went in that direction. That doesn't mean he was
That direction,
actually
yeah.
headed there.
Could be doing rounds.
Alright, so a nature check might tell you something about the field.
I don't think anyone in this.
Good
Isn't
lord.
this the group that nobody has nature?
I'm pretty sure, unless you do.
No, I do not.
So
Yeah, no,
I assume you don't have
Like-
training, Leo.
No.
I specifically picked nature on auto because this group hasn't had anyone with nature.
So if you examine the dirt in this area, you definitely think something's off about it. It's very very much more fertile than most dirt would be. Like some kind of almost like magically enhanced in some way. But you wouldn't get any more details other than that.
I will bring the rest of them over and show them the dirt. That shouldn't be dirt, apparently.
I think that actually fits some of what we've learned. Like, even though I still don't know the details. We learned that this merchant this merchant farmer guy, landowner, seems to have become quite wealthy as a farmer, and have some interest in magical items and maybe some magical knowledge. So it actually kind of fits that somehow he might have found a way to enhance his land.
I'm pretty sure that's exactly what the mage said. If I'm
Alright.
correct.
Yeah.
Why don't we do a break since we're a little bit over halfway through, and then we can continue. I'm gonna take my dogs out really quick. All right, I'll be right back.
How the fuck I roll a 19?
I really wish I could bring my druid here because she's high enough level to turn into an elemental, but the only element I've seen is a fire elemental.
A spell that might be worth me getting is, I can't remember the name of the spell, but it gives you proficiency in a skill for an hour.
Oh yeah, it's a borrowed knowledge, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah,
something
yeah.
like that. Because I'm pretty sure that's a cleric spell.
It is, and it's from a more recent book.
I don't. Yeah.
Yep, borrowed knowledge. It's from Strixhaven.
I was about to say, yeah, Strixhaven or something, isn't it?
Yeah. So technically it's on your spell list, but it does, cost a spell slot and you have to have it prepared. So hard to know which days it's going to be useful and which days you're going to be like, why did I prepare this?
Although I feel like emergency gaining proficiency is never really a bad thing.
Yeah, and the higher level we get, the more that proficiency is worth too. So because we're still at
Especially
4.
because I think it's tools as well. It's not just skills.
It's what? No, it just says
No,
you
it's
gain
just-
proficiency in
yeah.
the chosen skill. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it might have been the UA version that had.
Honestly, 1 hour. I almost feel like it's nice that it's not concentration, so you never lose it until the duration is up. But that would be kind of cool if you could make it for the day or something. I mean, it is a second level spell slot. Not that that's a powerful spell slot, but it's not nothing, I don't know.
I also
Honestly,
wish
though,
they
it's-
made it that you could affect more people if you
yeah,
upcast.
like oh yeah, an upcast. That you're right. That could be nice. Honestly, it's
Even if you had to
very.
cast like 2 levels.
Oh. It is
Doesn't
so
hurt to,
rare for me that I actually run out of spell slots on my clerics and druids. But every now and then, that second level spell slot could be clutch,
Yeah, well, especially with Harness Divine Power, it's pretty goddamn useful.
Yeah. Well, I guess it depends on your cleric and your campaign. Because with some clerics, you've got to use those channel divinities for, turn undead or for your, domain or oath
Fucking
ability.
yeah.
Yeah.
My bloody Channel Divinity is pretty good.
I actually always forget. I think it's a little, I don't know. Like when I built Nasira, I gave her cleric levels based on her backstory. And I like having kind of access to a few spells or a heal that are kind of I can use situationally. But at the same time, like I wonder if I shouldn't have just like not multi-classed on her. Because
Well, how
two
many
more
levels cleric are you?
2. So, it gives me like emergency heals, but then again, she has the healer feat, so maybe that's not as important as I thought it was gonna
Mercy.
be.
Yeah.
And you're a
Healer feat
Mercy.
plus. Yeah. Plus Anvir's here. With
Well,
this
right,
good
but
HP.
I mean, I have brought Anvir up, and honestly, I mean, I can use scrolls too. Like if I didn't have those cleric levels, I couldn't have used some scrolls a couple times. Like when I deafened Anvir so that the banshee couldn't take him down and stuff. So I mean, so that's my thing is I'm so used to playing clerics and druids that when I have 0 spellcasting abilities, like I feel naked. We get in situations and I'm like, I can't do anything to help. And I'm thinking of all the dozens of things my other characters could do to help in those situations. And even with Nasira's 2 levels in cleric, there's a lot of situations she can't do anything in, but it's just it's that trade-off, if you're a powerful martial character, you don't have a lot of variety. Your choices are your choices every time. But then But then sometimes when you're a caster, you've got too much variety. You're like, I have so many things I could do. I don't know. And I find Bless to be such a clutch spell for any group in any campaign that it's always nice to have that on my characters. Like, especially if it's a character that's never concentrating on anything else, like having Bless to put up is so good.
My only problem with clerics is so many of their really good spells in concentration.
Oh, it's even worse for druids. Like everything for druids is concentration.
Oh god, yeah. But it kind of works out well, because then what you end up doing is you cast a concentration spell, then wild shape.
Well, if you're moon druid. If you're not a moon druid, I mean...
Well, like, even if you have to just do it the turn afterwards.
Yeah. Even my moon druid spends more time in combat not wild shaped, because you only get 2 wild shapes a day. And
Well, it's short rest, isn't it?
What?
Short rest.
It's short rest, isn't
Yeah,
it?
true. But no, there's plenty of combats where my wild shapes get knocked out, and so then I resort to being a kind of I'm a cowardly little kobold, so when she's not in wild shape, she runs to the back line and starts slinging spells.
Once you get to like, what is it, 10 or something like that, when you can start turning into elementals.
Yeah, well, that's just it. And then the elemental takes 2 wild shape charges, so you only get 1 wild shape per short rest. And it's very common for her to only last 2 or 3 rounds, because wild shapes have low ACs. Some of them have decent hit points, but they have low ACs. But yeah, I've had the most success with at lower levels, the giant constrictor snake was amazing. At mid levels, not lower levels. And then when she got high enough to do elementals, she likes that a lot. And then the giant scorpion is really good because it gets 3 attacks per round, and the 3rd attack is its tail, which does a lot of poison damage if it hits.
Mhm.
So, but yeah, so she pulls out those wild shapes, but then she's they're always gone pretty early in big battles, and so then after that she starts slinging the elemental spells and stuff. And healing. She does a lot of healing. Like she because that group doesn't really that group doesn't have a cleric, so we found a staff of healing. It wasn't like her wish list item or anything, but the group found one, and it can only be attuned by certain classes, so she ended up with it.
Yeah, isn't it like only like cleric, druid, and like
I think
bard maybe?
it's cleric, druid, maybe one other thing, and
I
we also
think it
found
might be bard.
we also found a staff of withering, which can only be attuned by cleric, druid, and warlock. And they gave that to her as well. So she literally walks around with these like oxymoron staves on her back.
Bard, cleric, and druid for healing. Yeah, no. Staff of Withering is one of those things where I feel like I would use it if I had built my character with some more strength.
Well, since she's a druid, she can cast Shillelagh on it.
Yeah.
So it makes it's very okay. If my moon druid is smacking things with a stick, then we're not doing well. but yeah, if she needed to, she can at least make the tax decently effective because she can cast Shillelagh on it. But yeah. And she's also I built her, like the kobold race has been revamped like 3 times since I built her. I built her when the kobolds still had a -2 strength racial stat.
Yeah, I know you've mentioned her before.
And so with point buy, I took 8 as my point buy in strength, which means she has 6 strength. But she still has
2.
She still has pack tactics though. Because they took that away in the most recent like revamp of kobolds. They don't have pack tactics anymore.
That is the one thing I do dislike about like point buy is I wish you could just go real goddamn low with it. Like let me start at like 6.
Actually had 2 characters with a 6 strength. One was that kobold, which wasn't like that wasn't a homebrew or a special exception because that was the racial thing at the time. And then I had another one where she was basically geriatric. She was a little old lady. So I got permission from the DM. I said, like, I just feel like a 6 strength makes a lot of sense for her. Like, she's very frail. And the DM agreed that it was fine to go with 6 strength as long as I didn't put those point by points that I got back from going down to 6 strength into my main stat. I couldn't. She was a cleric druid healer build, and I couldn't put it into wisdom. Like I think I put it into dex
into charisma or something.
Yeah. So
that's what I
no,
done.
she had no charisma.
She's a sweet old lady.
No, she had no charisma. She jabbed people with her bony little finger when she was healing them, and she would like scold them.
Kind of old lady. I call those kind of women crones.
Yeah, and if you were going too fast, she'd tell you to slow down, and if you were going too slow, she'd tell you she didn't have another millennia to, another century, because she was a 134-year-old halfling.
Oh, you damn whippersnappers!
Oh, that was exactly her. Yeah. Yeah, I really enjoyed that. That character was a lot of fun. It's a little bit situational to be a grumpy old fart because in some groups it just doesn't work. But I had a lot of fun, and I really wish that group hadn't fallen apart. Like because we got up to like I think level 13, 14, something like that.
Reminds me of my first character. He started so many unnecessary fights, but I loved the hell out of it. Because his whole thing was like, I raised myself in a forest by beating the shit out of people. And he just kept living his life like that. At one time, there was like this like shady-ass shopkeep whose name was Shady. And like, he was giving me a bunch of attitude, so I punched him in the face.
Oh no. Did your party get in trouble, or did it start a brawl?
We beat the shit out of him and then tied him up and put him under his own counter.
Oh no! And there was no like city watch or any other like repercussions.
Well, here's the thing. He was part of an underground, like, criminal organization that had bought out, like,
so they
the
weren't gonna
entire
report
city.
you.
Well, no, here's the thing. They bought out, like, the mayor and shit. And we're just like, oh, cool, great. I did nothing. Ended up in jail. I was thinking about breaking some guy's neck when then all of a sudden a guy broke us out.
All right, is everyone back?
I'm here.
No, I am not back. How dare you say I'm back?
There you assume my gender.
So then, Kudo's the only one I haven't heard.
I'm
from.
back.
Yay!
There we go.
So we're all back.
All right, so you are in the field. What do you want to do? That strange
think we
raven
should-
has flown away, whatever that
I
means.
think we should move away from here. I think we should either. Okay, well, we've got three options. We go to some more spots in the town we haven't explored yet. We go back to the Devil's Hearth and decide to do something about the folks staying there. Or we go back to Grey Manor, check in with our people, and come up with a plan.
Like, I think we should probably figure out a plan to get the people in the Devil's Hearth out. I probably could, just thinking, I probably could sneak them, depending on how many people there are, I could probably sneak them out in groups of invisibility. Or
Could we
Dimension
send
Door.
Could we send the owl back to get more details about how many they are, and I don't know what else.
When we get closer, yeah.
Okay.
Didn't Andro say you could also banish if they're in the back?
Indeed. I think that was a good plan.
Yeah, I agree.
And I think
But the
we should do it
cast,
sooner than... We'll go for it.
I was just gonna say, based on what the bloke in the basement told us, the summoner might notice if they're gone.
Whatever.
Well, yeah,
But, well, we're just not gonna... I mean, we could be scared to do everything, right? But so,
Like,
but
What?
I would say that if we're gonna do this, we should do it sooner than later. In not too long, my friendly Slod will disappear, and if things go wrong, we might wish we had him.
well, let's wander towards the Devil's Hearth and see if the numbers and positioning of the elementals around that building has changed.
Indeed.
All right. So as you get closer, Kudo, give me a d20 roll. I'll just roll it. Hang on.
Uh-oh.
All right. Excuse me. So as you get closer, looks like there's no longer a guy in the back. You see that all of them are now around front. There's now
Just do it.
8 of the guys around front.
Let's try and get inside quickly.
Indeed.
I'll resummon Lareth and have her fly into the back and then go to the back door.
Are you trying to sneak around back as the Myrmidons, or are you just kind of moseying?
Mosey. Well, I would vote for moseying because we're like, I almost feel like sneaking is even more suspicious. But
Yeah, I think Mosey.
All right.
I'm gonna.
Yeah, I think
look
we should
back-
continue to do the elemental shuffle.
So you elemental
Before-
shuffle back there. Yeah.
Before I send Lareth in, I'm gonna write another message just saying, at back door, no guards. We look like water elementals. Do not worry.
So as you're doing that, you see a bunch of the air Myrmidons kind of moving back towards you. They would approach the 6 of you, and one of them says, "You were here before. Do you know how to get into this place?
I will respond.
Yeah, only one of you knows what they're saying.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just about to ask that.
Were you gonna say something telepathically to me though, LJ?
Oh no, I was just
Alright.
wondering who was saying that.
Oh, one of the air myrmidons is making a bunch of hissing noises.
I will respond in primordial. Indeed, we were. You cannot find a way, neither can we.
This is the places around this this fortress seem sealed even from us. Something is strange, possibly magical, about the ceiling.
Oh,
We
interesting.
think the same.
He says, so water also has no way in.
Water has no way in, unfortunately.
Give me a deception check.
Oh god, unfortunately it was too many syllables. Okay.
It's like, you talk pretty.
Come on, man.
You use
throw
too
it
many
in,
words.
LJ.
Alright.
Come on.
So the air elemental just gives you a hiss of frustration and says, "Those inside must be brought out and what would he say? I was gonna say blown, but that sounds weird. How do you get killed by air? Oh, whatever. He says they must be purified for the master.
Swept away, maybe? I don't know.
That'd be more water. I was trying to think of
I
how
just-
air would kill someone.
Oh, I was thinking like tornadoes or
Kudo,
Yeah,
throw
maybe.
it in the LJ, you'll be fine.
But that's all. Or go ahead.
I just burble back in agreement.
All right.
I try not to carry on discussion here.
So yeah, they're just kind of in frustration, move back around the front to continue their search of the area.
Okay, LJ, not LJ, Eldwin, keep going now.
Yeah, keep going.
So you pull your bird back out. He does not seem happy about having to go down the chimney again.
Oh,
But
can't he go in the little corner window that he came out?
well, it's closed now. He would assume.
Oh.
Can't
Uh,
go peck at it? Nah, that's probably a bit of an overt.
He just nods and takes off. And you said you're writing another note to let you in the back.
Yeah.
All right. So what exactly are you putting in this note?
Uh,
You don't have to write it down, but just kind of verbally tell me.
I'll just write down that, basically tell him that we're at the back. Coast is currently clear. We look like water element myrmidons right now.
Tell him how many we are, so that they're not concerned. Like 6 water elementals, yeah.
Yeah.
Or-
And then tell him if he has anything to say to us that he could just communicate through us through the bird.
Talk to the
Alright.
bird.
So you send your bird in. He goes tumbling down the fireplace again. And I'll just say a few minutes later, the back door will quickly open with the guy like motioning for you to come in.
We run the hell in.
Yeah.
Alright, so you enter into the Devil's Hearth, a place where you have been many times before. Though usually it's all open and welcoming, now it is completely locked down. It seems like there's a couple of groups of people in here. Looks like a bunch of people had the same idea to run to the bunker area.
I didn't
And-
realize how fortified the pub was. Like it's smart that they came here. Like now that we realize it's an older stone structure, you know.
Yeah. So let's see.
It actually fits better that it has a circle in the basement.
Yeah.
if
you're-
it has
you're,
like better history anyway.
Yeah, this structure was actually here when the place was founded, but people didn't know too much about it. It was given to one of the people who found in their family is sort of taking care of it. But yeah, there's a bunch of guards in here who would welcome you. They're very happy to see you. Some of whom you recognize from the people you saved in Last Light. Some of your old friends from Last Light. They would greet you, and one of them says, "So, I assume you've been away from town, but obviously things have not been going well. Do you know of a safe way out of the city by chance? Our food supplies are dwindling. I don't know how many days we can stay here."
Did we talk in primordial or
No. We are ourselves. We just look like elementals.
Okay.
Yeah, which is freaking him out a little bit, but he's rolling with it. They've kept you away from most of the people at this point because they don't want to have to explain what's going on.
Like when we meet the guard and he lets us in the back door and we proceed towards like where the other people are, I would be like, the kids aren't gonna scream, right? You weren't when they see.
Well, we're keeping you away from most of the people.
Okay.
For now.
How many
long?
people?
Go ahead.
Sorry, I was just going to quickly ask how many people are here.
Says there's about 30 citizens in the basement.
We also found survivors at the mill and in the basement of the farmer's insert name here that I don't remember. Estate.
Says, oh, Malo? Yeah, all right. I thought for sure they would have gotten destroyed, but that's interesting.
They remain there, although we have already moved the family that was taking refuge in the mill to safety.
He says, how did you all get into the city anyway? That Phoenix has been keeping eye on everything. Did you come in from the north?
We have a special mode of transportation.
Oh. Well, I don't suppose you happened... If you did come from the north, did you see any signs of the living up there? Maybe Yuri?
That's a valid point, actually. I think I forgot to mark it in the extended effects, but how long have we been in the city?
More than an hour.
Also, didn't the guy at the mill tell us that
you got
Yuri
here... I think you got here at 8 a.m. It's getting close to 6 p.m. now. So you've been here most of the day.
Okay, we've been here a damn while now.
Yeah.
Remind me of the details if I get them wrong, but I believe that the family that we rescued at the mill, was it him that told us that he watched Yuri and a small group of soldiers basically run into the thick of things to like let some get out?
When the attack first happened, he said that they were fighting heavily in the north, trying to cover the retreat of a bunch of the people.
He didn't seem particularly hopeful that Yuri was still alive.
Yeah, that was the drow that you're talking about. Yeah,
the drow. Okay, gotcha. That's okay. I couldn't remember who told us it, and I was thinking about the guy at the mill, but I forgot we found the drow as well.
Yeah, he's the one that had seen Yuri, and he saw her fighting when he was fleeing.
Okay.
What was his name again? I'm trying to find it.
His name... Let's see... He was in Candlehome. That was...
Oh, it was Vishava.
Vishava, yeah. Vishava Durden.
There we
go. But anyway, yeah. What do you want to do? So the guard would say, I was just hopeful that maybe Yuri had survived, but it's unlikely. She was kind of in the shit when everything first went down. Well, I was just lucky that I was further in the city and I was helping get people into here, and luckily the barricades seemed to keep the elementals out, which is odd because I wouldn't think they would.
Well, this building is older than this settlement. It is possible that there are magics we do not know of or other techniques of construction that are lost to us that are assisting in your protection.
Could offer. They did say something about it being magically sealed from their attempts to breach.
Who said that?
The elemental.
Oh, he speaks elemental.
Oh, Wow, I didn't think they actually spoke. They just kind of made hissing noises. Well, that's interesting.
Yes, you get to know them, actually. They're quite fascinating.
I can tell you, I didn't put any magical borders on or any magical spells on this place. So, yeah, maybe there's some kind of old protection magic.
The people we're talking to aren't the people who ran the pub.
No, you don't see them. You're just talking to a bunch of guards right now.
Then, yeah, I mean, I would share like we have we had an understanding with whatever the dude's name was. There is actually a magic circle in the basement of this building, so it's definitely had a history before it was a pub.
You talking about Auric? Yeah.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Yeah, Auric's still alive. He's with some of the other people down below.
Excellent.
I'm sure he'd be happy to know that the Grey Wanderers are okay. We mostly just have citizens here. A lot of the mercenaries that were in town didn't make it. I think, yeah, not too many people, specialist-wise anyway, are still alive.
Search for Yuri again. I don't know how useful it would be, but I could see if she's in 1,000 feet again.
That's actually not a bad idea.
You would not sense her within 1,000 feet.
Yeah.
No, I hadn't cast the spell. I was just saying I could try.
Oh, I thought you had it. Oh, that's right. It's been too long. Yeah.
Well,
We were here when it was active, anyways.
yeah.
Actually, probably was.
He says, I don't know if you are willing, but if you could search the northern part of town, maybe you'd find Yuri there. She could be in need of help. The other guard will say, it's not worth it. I mean, they could get overrun by elementals or that phoenix thing. I mean, I love Yuri as much as you do, sir, but I think we have to accept that she's gone.
The challenge, of course, like if we have managed to move about the city or some small part of the city of the town since we arrived, but we've only been here a few hours, and my concern is that when we first arrived at Grey Manor, we were quite surprised by the elementals, and they were accompanied by a number of familiars, which we slaughtered. And as we are now learning more about what happened here, it is most likely that those familiars were connected to the person or persons that are behind this attack and this elemental occupation. So I fear that our time may be quite limited, and that I'm hopeful that our disguises they know we are in the city but don't know exactly where we are, but it is very possible they have already identified us as we wandered about in these disguises.
Were you saying something, Kudo?
I freak. About the one that was lost, I was gonna say, I would not, do not think those. I think making such an assumption will make it true, but it's. I do think it's just an assumption. What if she is still alive?
The guard nods. He says she could be, and the other guy says she could be, but it's risky. We're in a precarious situation as it is. Do you want to say anything, Eldwin? You haven't had you haven't said much.
Eldon's currently just looking through his spellbook, seeing what he can do.
Okay. What about Leo Jr.? Is he saying anything? Just make sure you all have a chance to talk here.
Nope.
Okay.
At this current point, nope.
So the guard says, well, I mean, if you wish to go look for her, of course I would, I would not have a problem with that. Just be very careful. Also, you probably shouldn't come and go too much from this place, just because I don't know. I don't know if that could draw more attention. Also, what's a familiar? I have no idea what you were talking about.
I'll
What's
gesture
the
towards
bird?
the bird that he was
Yeah.
interacting with shortly ago.
Oh, is that like a trained pet?
Mm,
Magically trained one. But
Eldrin, show off. Make it disappear.
Magic. Is there anything it can't do?
I'll
Most
ask the
important.
party though.
Oh, sorry.
I'll ask the party. Do you think if this place is magically protected, that the others would be safer here?
Well, we can leave in a notice with our ship, that's all. That's the only reason I think that's safer.
Yeah.
But
Also,
we
the
can't
supplies
bring
will be a
this
challenge
many
here.
people.
with thing is like with the getting supplies here wouldn't be too much of an issue if we can at least just find some.
I can
'Cause-
summon enough food magically for 15 people. I can also do that like at 3
That
times.
would, I mean, that would double their. I mean, if they're feeding 30, then you feeding half of them would double their food supply.
This is a pub. Do they have a lot of food or no?
Yeah,
Well,
they have some in storage here. He would have told you that we're probably going to be okay for at least a couple of days, but yeah, it'll start getting iffy. We should probably try to get out of the city. Though the question is how.
Yeah, it's a large group. We could move in batches, but that of course means time and risk and surviving on buffalo wings and beer.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, Eldon.
It's like there's like I forget. Like, would we say the maximum that the ship can carry is?
I'll say it was like
A few dozen, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think it was like 28 or something like
Yeah,
that.
I mean, we've got some people on it, and if we brought all of these people there, it's going to be real tight. But I guess the question is it a weight issue, or is it a
I think it's a
number
space
of
issue.
people that can comfortably coexist on the ship versus it's an emergency,
Well-
we're going to cram them in?
I mean, 28 people would be uncomfortable. You could
But is
probably
it
fit more.
uncomfortable? Is it just uncomfortable, or is it unviable?
It's uncomfortable.
So we could do it. We could shove people in just to get them out of here, even if they're all standing up and way too close for comfort.
Yeah, well,
We're
with
gonna have,
20,
like,
with
40
28,
people.
you would have everyone pretty close for comfort, or a little too close. So, I mean, if you really wanted to push it, you could probably get like 40-ish, but then
Okay.
like people would start to like almost suffocate with that many
Because
people.
I wasn't sure, because we've got Scarlett and Ellen and Mirren, and I always forget James's name after he told us his real name, and
Fabian.
Cyril and Voli, and I don't
There are a
remember if we had
few.
any camp laborers or anything like that. And we already sent the family from the mill, and then they've got 30 here and 5.
It would have to be multiple 2 trips.
Yeah, and 5. We've got 5 from the Malo estate.
Would we use the machine to dig in underneath this place? Would that be safe? Tosha
Well,
says.
I would actually prefer not to break any of the magics that are on this structure. They are, I don't know, like making a pathway from this structure into a tunnel that our ship builds would potentially negate the magics that protect this structure. I shouldn't be speaking. I don't know enough about Arcana. Eldwin, Anvir, Kudo, what do you think?
I don't know about this crap.
Like, it definitely depends on how the ward was set up and where it was placed.
I think if we're all uncertain, and let us keep things as they are for now. But I do not. It feels strange for me to keep all of our survivors split up between 3 different places.
Well,
think-
you all are welcome to stay here as long as you want, obviously, while you plan. Just let me know when you're going to leave so I can let you out and seal the place.
I had a very, very stupid idea, but if we waited till tomorrow, couldn't you just seaming like this entire group of people in elementals?
Oh, that's a lot of people. Can you?
That's a very good idea.
Well, it's
But we would
everyone
need
within
all
30
of them.
feet.
We would need
Oh.
all of them. Well, they could squeeze, but I would say
That's a lot of
that might
myrmidons.
be another- Yeah, that might be another good reason to get everybody all in one place, though, right?
Yeah, I did say it was probably stupid.
No, it's
I don't
not
think it's
stupid.
stupid.
It's I think the major. I didn't realize that spell was an area of effect and not a specific number of targets. But I think the biggest challenge there is having such a large number of elementals moving sort of grouped together in a very specific direction, and some of those individuals of that group probably being scared or maybe not.
Yeah, I don't think it's
being-
viable.
Yeah, I think I think it would definitely attract attention and be very difficult to do without possibly risking some of the people.
Many theories, many speculations.
You could just do a
Honestly-
loud and proud.
Oh, it is
rescue.
speculation. Yeah. Sorry, Amber.
Oh, no, it's all good. Elden, what were you saying?
Honestly, they're like, obviously we don't want them staying here too long, but they have supplies here for a while, and if we need to get more supplies to them, with the teleportation circle in the basement, we can basically get anything to them that they need.
Oh.
I was going to make an argument of maybe it would be safer if you can set up a teleportation circle. Would it be safe to send them to the Dwarven Kingdom?
I mean, it probably would be safer than being here, but we'd have to go in ahead ourselves and work out that deal. Because a bunch of people just showing up randomly is not going to go over well.
I
Well,
mean, it might be physically safer than here, as in there aren't elementals about to murder them, but finding a place to stay and a job to do and food to put on the table, like it's hard to say how much of a challenge that will be for them. So I think on one hand it's safer than here. They have their lives, but it doesn't mean it's an ideal choice.
One of the soldiers. Or go ahead.
Oh, go. No, go. I want to hear what the soldier has to say. Yeah.
Agreed.
So one of the soldiers would say, well, and I told my my allies this, but a lot of the civilians in the more southern parts of the city, I believe, were retreating through the caves trying to get to Last Light. So there might be a large amount of the citizens and the survivors of Candle held up there.
Oh. Well, knowing that, I almost want to refocus our efforts on trying to get everybody to our ship, even though it will be quite crowded. But again, it's a big group of people to get from this pub to our ship. Go ahead,
Yeah.
Peter.
There's supposedly some sort of secret caves that Yuri and some of the other city people, like city government people, knew about that
Really?
that would lead out of the city, but no one else really knows about them.
Anvir, are you capable of the magic where you can speak to someone from a distance today?
No, we've had this discussion already when we were trying to
okay.
find out about Calathar and stuff. I need to wait till
Yeah.
tomorrow.
Okay. I mean, I hate to use up a lot of your magic on that type of spells, but it would answer some questions about who's out there and possibly give us details on things like secret passages that might be accessible and usable for our escape.
How long does it take to drive the ship to Last Light?
It would probably be like 6 hours. It's not that far away by ship.
Do we want to take our allies and the family that we saved over there now, see if we can talk to someone there who can give us the information? And then
I worry about the security of Last Light. I mean, that place has been attacked more times than Candle in the short time I've been with this
Yeah.
group.
Question: Do we wish to truly evacuate the entire town, or should we instead free this town?
Well, I
Can
think
we?
that's the overall goal, but we just want as many people out of the way as possible. I mean, we could just try and liberate the town, but I have no clue how powerful a phoenix is.
New question. From that 30 that are taking refuge in this place, how many are fighters or have some degree of military or guard training?
It's just the guards. There are 6 of them.
Only 6 of them.
Everyone else, well, actually, you're not sure about, what's his face? You're not sure about Auric, the proprietor. He seems like he might be a retired mercenary, but you never really talked to him
Yeah.
about it. But
Probably.
most of the 30, well, yeah, most of the 30 are citizens, as far as you know. They're just
20
normal
to
people.
24, we have to assume, are people that would be better to get out than be around if
Fighting
fighting.
broke out.
Through the mental link, I'm just going to say, I mean, no disrespect to the guards, but do you really want to send them against elementals?
Oh, no, not alone. I meant as, you know, an additional augment to any plan we might come up with. But no, I certainly wouldn't send them on their own.
In response to the comment about the phoenix, Kudo would say, you'll just see him kind of look back at you on... Who said that? Angir?
Yeah.
He would just say, fear is the mind killer.
Hmm.
I think our best bet at this point, because I do want to get all these people out of here before we try and do anything to get rid of the elementals.
That might not be viable, though. It might be a situation where you have to get rid of the elementals, or that people are going to be staying here either way, I think.
In circles, we talk.
Yeah, agreed. I think that can we come up with a solid plan that we have the resources for now to move a group of these people to our ship today? I think I feel like that might be the way to start, because we have some things that we might need to wait for tomorrow on for various reasons. But I fear not doing anything today, waiting on, you know what I mean? Sorry, go ahead.
How many people can we make invisible?
It's funny you should say that. Assuming I get an hour, I have an hour to rest at some point during this. I would have. Hold on, I have to actually look at that. How many spell slots I have.
I will propose that we gather the women and children to safety, and then gather
I
all
agree.
those who are capable of fighting.
I think that those. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
We found what we believe to be the master alone and undefended, and we slay him.
Well, we have absolutely no idea if he really is the one singular person behind all this. This may be the work of many. There are a lot of summoned elementals here. It's very possible that there's more than one behind this.
The elementals only spoke of one master.
True, but each elemental was summoned by one.
Well, that's what we
We
think.
believe
We
they
don't know
speak of
that.
one master.
Presumably, yeah. You're right. We don't know, and I don't know. So you're right. I'm speculating. As far as gathering women and children, we would have to discuss very seriously with the adults here about which children they truly believe can make the passing, make the crossing while disguised or invisible, without straying from us or making noises. Yeah. Sorry, Anvir, what did you say?
I was just being a dickhead, like, pick your favorite.
No, that's not what I meant. I meant, like, I intend to do more groups when we can, But right now, I feel like we have a few beginnings of ideas for other things, but what can we do right now that starts to help? And I thought maybe trying to move a group, and that group is going to be limited by what spells do we have to help with this, and how many people do they affect. So whatever that number is the number we can take now, and we don't have to choose. We can let them choose. But I would say, yeah, let's get some of the youths and non-fighters out. Hopefully, if it's a few youths and then maybe someone who is a caretaker who knows those youths well, like, but isn't a fighter, like, I don't know, like
Disguise them.
reasonable mix of people.
Kudo, you can disguise them, yes, as elementals, Dosha says.
Indeed, just as we are right now.
Hmm.
You see Kudo, a spectral claw, just kind of using mage hand, but it's like looks like a spectral claw. He just twirls it around, looking kind of bored, and he's like, "You can try to craft a perfect plan, but in my experience, no plan ever goes perfect."
Eldwin, did you say something about possibly being able to make a group of people invisible?
Yes. Like with the cameo, this would literally take. It would take a while, and it would literally take everything that I had. I could make a total of 30 people invisible
How would you do
wow.
that?
over
Well, that would involve
over
a lot
multiple
of mechanical
castings.
trips.
Yeah,
Oh,
multiple trips, multiple
yeah.
casting.
If you spent like the rest of the day moving people, maybe.
Yeah.
I think. Okay, so the Earth Elementals already noticed that we were the same group of water elementals who had been here a little bit ago and returned. So us going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth, it could draw suspicion, but I'm down to move some groups until we can't. And the fact that the ones that haven't moved yet have some protection in this building is kind of a backup plan, you know?
All right. So is that
I
the
think we
plan? We're moving some people. Are we using
That
the?
was me proposing that to the group.
Something.
But
Yeah, I feel like we're
make as
just
many
saying the same things over and over here.
Oh my god! Yes,
Let's
please.
make as many people invisible as we can, and then seaming the rest. Let's redo our seaming now that we've seen more Myrmidons, so we're more varied, and get the hell out. And if it goes to shit, it goes to shit.
All right. So you can only move so many invisible at a time because it's a concentration spell. So how many
Yeah,
are
I
you
think-
turning invisible for the first run?
I think we should probably do the most, like a big group for the first one.
Okay, how many would
Right.
that be?
I'll use my 6th level, and
Okay, so that is what? 5? 5 people?
that's 5.
All right, so you turn, we'll say like you go downstairs and pick out a group, and how many people are we seaming?
And we coach them before casting the spell.
The other 25, I guess.
All right, so you,
Staying
We
close
teach
and
them the
not
elemental
moving.
shuffle, and then however people can fit within this radius of people, I make them look like
I mean, you could certainly
mismatched.
yeah, you could certainly do all 25. It might be a little, what's it called? Suspicious to have that many, because you haven't seen groups higher than like 8 or 9.
But
Honestly,
I can't even cast it right now. I'm out of that level.
Oh, so you're talking about for tomorrow. Okay.
Yeah.
So for now, we're just moving the invisible people.
I guess so. Yeah.
All right. So the
Are we-
group. Yeah.
going as a full group, or do we feel like that? Yeah, no, we should stick together. We don't want you to end up.
If
Yeah.
something happens, we
Yeah.
gotta
LJ
stay
Yeah.
could pull a
Take all the children.
All right. So it's 5 people for now. So you just grab like maybe 2 families, and you're moving them across the city invisibly. I'll pass some time unless someone else is doing anything. All right, so yeah, so you do the shuffle with the invisible people following you nervously, and as you are going, Anvir, you would say you're kind of going through the marketplace trying to stay away from the elementals. You would see that crow again kind of flying in the area of you, almost like it's watching your group.
Just like this. I mentally say it to the group.
Looks like it's kind of stealthing, but you would notice it. I'll say, let's see.
There is no
Nasir-
stealthing with Anvir.
Nasira also notices it with her passive.
Hmm.
So the two of you, as you're moving the invisible people, would see the crow basically like flying every now and then, like landing on one of the market stalls, like then taking off and following you.
Can I break off from the group just a little bit? Not like I don't want to go far from them, but just almost like I'm trying to add to the illusion of us meandering and patrolling the town in the elemental shuffle that we've observed the other elementals doing, where I kind of break off a little bit and kind of wander in like a vaguely forked direction, a little less direct to my destination.
Sure, you break off from the group a bit. Kudo, give me a wisdom save.
Uh-oh. Is this a charm or fear effect?
No. You feel something probing around in your mind.
Uh-oh.
And you would hear a strange voice, almost like as if several people were talking at once. It says, Kudo.
Oh.
Zatian, don't I know you from somewhere?
I do not know. Depends who you are.
He says, this one is Diedrich, and I have seen you, but not here. Not now. I've seen you elsewhere. He says, you don't belong here.
Do I recognize his name?
You do not, though Diedrich is definitely not a common name. Give me an Arcana check. Actually, Arcana or History might tell you something. Alright. Well, nothing from Arcana.
I will use another sorcery point. Oh man, I spend these like water. Alright. That
You have a bunch of them. Yeah, 6 would fail. It's pretty obscure. All right.
Yeah, I give up on that one.
So, he would say, I've seen you in another place, another time. The surface, the future, or perhaps the past. I lose track of the cycles. What are you doing here, Zatian? Don't you belong elsewhere?
I've been trying to figure that out myself.
And suddenly you're kind of brought to as the crow just caws at you from up on a stand. Caw, caw! Kind of almost surprising you.
Fuck?
It will then just fly away.
You good? You okay? Spaced out for a little bit.
Kudo just kind of comes to his senses. A voice spoke out to me. A voice that I've not heard before.
Oh. That could be a good thing or a bad thing. What do you think?
I think that whatever is happening in this place knows we're here, knows to some degree our nature, but it's not yet acted against us.
Did you mention the Zatian thing, Kudo?
I will relay what I heard to the others.
Everything?
How fascinating.
Right.
I actually don't remember. I don't remember if my character in this group has heard that term before.
I don't think so. I don't know if any of you have.
Okay. What does this mean? What language is this?
If I am prone to hear voices, as I think some of you know or have learned already. This one is new. Never have I learned their true meaning. I think I should just go with the flow.
That bird seemed to hold your gaze for a time. You were rather still. You stopped walking.
So
Was it?
he wasn't
related?
actually looking at it.
Oh, okay.
In fact, you probably, or Anvir probably would have noticed it kind of landed on the market stall near him, and then it's almost like Kudo froze for a moment, and then suddenly it just screeched at him, which kind of brought him out of it, and then the bird flew away. So it definitely seemed like the bird had done something to him, because it kind of landed near him, and then Kudo almost, like I said, froze up for a second.
That's what Nasiru was basing it on. Was that I thought that he had frozen when that bird was looking at him, but I guess I'm not clear.
No, the bird
I think
wasn't
it's-
actually looking at him. It just kind of landed near him.
I think
Just
it's
a
futile to get any clarity on this, and that we would only gain clarity through time.
All right, so it's 6:30 when you drop off the first group. You would find your people kind of guarding the stairwell down to the basement, realizing or recognizing the illusion you had. They kind of motion you all in, and the invisible
We have a
people go
password.
running downstairs. Yeah, it's a good thing you guys weren't the actual...
Password is broccoli casserole.
There we go. You give them a password. But yeah, you get the first group of 5 people here safely.
We would fill in Voli and the
sisters and Davian.
the sisters and James on everything we've learned, just because in case stuff goes down, they have as much knowledge as we can provide, because we still don't know what's going on.
So yeah, they say, well, we're keeping an eye out, but yeah, everything's been fine here so far.
Well, if we are successful, then the ship will get quite crowded in the next few hours.
Well, I was actually going to suggest, do we want to try and start heading for Last Light now, see if it's safe, and if it is, we could dump these people off.
That's losing 6 hours one way, and I already feel like we are on limited time, that whatever's going on in Kandor will allow us to continue moving about freely. Whether or not it knows that group of 6 water elementals was us, it knows we're here, from the encounters we've had with the elementals in Grey Manor. Sorry.
Well, my only logic is the alternatives are we do a bunch of trips of making people invisible, which looks very suspicious, or we're waiting for a date for seeming anyway.
Well, and the seeming with a huge group of people is very suspicious. So I'm not sure. I don't know which is less risky.
They're both risky. I think we physically can't fit all of them in the ship as is, so there's no.
Oh, I
So
thought
bring
he
them
said
all
we
here.
could. It's not comfortable, but I thought he said we could. And until we actually start moving the ship, they don't have to be inside the ship. Like he said, some of our people are guarding the stairs up to Grey Manor and the entrance to where we have the ship docked and stuff, right? So they're not necessarily all inside the ship.
Honestly, I think they're safer at the Devil's Hearth than they are here because of the wars.
Yeah, honestly.
You may be right, yeah.
I think if we're going to do anything in town, we may as well just start doing it. I don't think we're going to get everyone out.
So what is it that we want to do in
Make the
town? Do we
area.
want to go north and try to find Yuri?
Uh,
Do we want to go after the dude in the red robes?
Sorry, give me one moment.
My concern about going after the dude is if we approach the wizard in red, if this one controls these elementals and has such power, we will be quickly surrounded.
I think our best bet might just be heading to Last Light and figuring out survivors and stuff, because Yuri might be at Last Light.
I doubt this. If Yuri was last seen defending Candle and charging into the thick of things, I I doubt she would have if she survived that onslaught, that encounter, that first day. She would be helping she would be helping the survivors and rallying the remaining troops. I don't think
Well-
she would have left the city.
Based on the fact that I would have covered most of the city with my locate creature and it never pinged once, so I don't think she's in the city.
Your locate creature is only 1,000 feet, right?
Hold on a second. I need to show you what 1,000 feet looks like on this map.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean.
And we've gone to the Devil's Hearth as well, so like, I have covered a majority of this area. Like, we
I
were
would
moving
not
all
call
over.
that a majority. Maybe half. Maybe half.
Unless she's off in like this area up here.
Which is exactly where we've gotten intel that she was last seen.
So let me shift to Kudo real quick, as you have wandered off. So you head over to the shroom mill, right?
Oh.
That is correct.
Alright. So you go over there. You still have your disguise on?
Yep.
I guess it would still be going. You would see the crow kind of sitting up on one of the just off to the side on the building. It would peer down at you, and you would hear it in your mind again. It would say, Diedrich welcomes you, Kudo. Zation, the wanderer out of place and time. He says, I wish to ask something of you, because I don't think you belong here.
Indeed. I've been feeling lost for quite some time, wondering where my destiny lies.
He says, oh, but your
My mind
destiny...
is open to you.
But your destiny, like many of the Zation, is complicated and very malleable, and I believe I can help you find it. He says, there is a place far, far from here, a place that does not exist yet. He says, they struggle against one of the six, a Shadow Lord. He says, I need you to help them.
This faraway place you speak of, is it in this same world, or is it another?
Says, oh, it is part of this world. But I must warn you, when you get there, you will see things that you will not believe. Things that you probably didn't think were possible. He says, but I think with my guidance, your destiny can finally be realized. He says, you must stop Gaivok in a different time. And you must stop Malik. Shadow Lords, the fourth of the 7 of the followers of the Red Wizard.
It seems that you have been watching me for some time. I
Says,
have followed this. Oh, go ahead.
Says, I have seen you come into the city, and your friends attacked my ravens within the basement. I've noticed you moving about. He says, I did not feel like revealing you to Takana. His machinations, I do not share. He says, I am a friend to him, but this is not my fight, and I don't think this is yours either. I've seen your potential, and I think you will do better in another place and time.
Understood. I have followed voices all my life. It has never led me astray. I shall do this.
He says, in return, I shall not tell Tarkana of your people, of the other Zation.
This is appreciated. I have grown fond of the Grey Wanderers, but it seems the hunt goes elsewhere.
So he would nod and say, then be off with you, and I'll see you in the city of Nightweather. perhaps along with your other friends, should your fates go well.
Indeed. I'll bow my head to the raven.
All right, so you would bow and suddenly disappear.
Alright.
Meanwhile, back at the Gray Manor, yeah, you would notice that Kudo is missing.
Yeah, I was actually thinking, like, as soon as you said he wandered off, I'm like, well, Anvir saw that.
Anvir may have been speaking with others at the time.
I'm not saying he would have done anything, but
Yeah, he may have not thought much of it, but what are the rest of you going to do? You're not sure where Kudo is, but...
well, it seems like some of the group wants to go to Last Light, so perhaps we need a vote.
Dosha would say, oh yes, we should see if Last Light is safe. I have family and tribe there. I would also vote to go, if possible.
So,
Yeah.
it is 12 hours round trip for us to return here, and we might have lost some time to do certain things here, but I'm not against going. I worry about the people that we've discovered that need help.
Alright, well, do you want to go, or do you want to do something else? We're kind of at the end here, so it's more just planning for next time, I
I
assume.
think let's hear from those who haven't spoken up. Continue to try to sneak out the people that are in hiding here, or go to Last Light and then return later to continue things here. Go to Last Light to see what we find, which may take us in a whole new direction depending on the situation.
I vote go.
I think go. We're not really making much progress here.
Alright, so
Kudo,
Kudo, you're not sure where he is.
oh, he hasn't come back yet? Okay.
No.
Mental link. Kudo, we're taking a vote.
I think Nasiera's gonna vote to stay, but she's almost on the fence. She's really close to being on the fence here, so I'm fine with going.
What's the range of the mental link?
As long as we're on the
Alright.
same plane.
Alright, so oddly, you cannot contact Kudo.
Oh.
I start going outside. Where
Yeah,
is
he is just gone.
Oh no. We,
Bum bum bum.
we keep having characters or party members just disappear.
Alright, so the plan is to go to Last Light for next time and do some exploration there.
2 people voted for that, yes. we didn't really get a solid vote because we've only got 5 people and one of them wandered off.
I would have voted majority, so.
Yeah, and LJ didn't vote, so so we only had 3 votes out of the party.
So yeah, I assume with 3 you would
No, 2 people voted go, 1 people voted not go. LJ didn't vote and Kudo didn't vote.
Yeah.
well,
LJ 's
Kudo
majority.
seems to be gone, so what is LJ voting?
The majority.
Okay, go. Then we're
Alright.
going to Last Light.
Alright, so the group plans to go to Last Light and hopefully figure out what happened to Kudo. That might not be possible.
We just lost Kudo here, and we're gonna go to Last Light to find Kudo. No. If our goal was to find Kudo, I think our first instinct would be to look around here.
Yeah, honestly.
Well, you guys can certainly take a look for him next time. But why don't we do MVP votes? Give me some whispers. Alright, so Eldwin, with 2 votes, you are MVP.
God, it was a split vote then.
Yeah, it was,
I didn't even put in my vote.
yeah, you took too long.
Oh, damn.
Well, go ahead, put in your
As you
vote.
guys probably
It would have been
Uh,
Kudo anyway, so I don't think that would matter.
As you guys have probably realized, I'll be moving on to another game. It has been a real pleasure playing alongside you guys, and I wish you guys the best in this adventure.
I wondered if this was planned or was leading up to like a character change, or if you were leaving. Like, yeah, it was very.
Yeah, he's switching over to Tuesday just because it works out better for him.
I see.
It would
You know,
something would have happened when Raven
But,
mentioned that he's not on the same point of his essence.
Kind of
Well,
at the
and
end there, I was thinking because you want to because he said he wanted to play this character in that game, so I was like, how could I make that work? And then I went, huh.
Well,
This
but
kinda works.
out of character, I appreciate the like you dropped a number of names and references that I am out of character familiar with from the lore of the other campaigns. So I was like, ooh, tidbit.
That was extremely well done, Lou. Well done. Very well tied together. I didn't know how you would do that at all.
Well, I wasn't
I
actually.
expecting that.
I wasn't planning it at first, but I was like, wait, the Shadow Lords and these guys are from the same group. I can make this work. So I was like, oh, then I have to do time travel. Yeah, I'm definitely doing that. So yeah.
That's pretty
Honestly,
freaking
like, I feel like there had been one or two other hints.
Now I don't have to come up with a new backstory, and it can actually be the exact same character.
Yeah.
that's awesome.
So that
That's
works
awesome.
out very well.
It's, I really was starting to grow into this character, so I'm digging that I can get some continuity with that. So yeah, much appreciated.
Once again, just us four.
It's what was his name? The barbarian. It's kind of like that situation.
Who?
You know, what's his name's character? The time traveling Donnie, yeah, who came from this world as well and ended up in the other world.
Yeah, he got stuck in a teleporter. Like, was it even this world, or was it during?
Sort
Therian
of.
Empire?
It was actually before this world.
When
It was
when the hollow points were in use.
But he didn't actually come from this game or any game. His just backstory was that he was stuck out of time because of the hollow point thing.
And of course, he's the same player that played Nathaniel, who did join this campaign briefly.
Yeah. So sadly, we are losing Kudo here, but yeah, at least.
Sorry to hear that, Kudo, but thank you for joining us. It was very good.
Losing our seeming sorcerer.
Yeah, we're SOL.
We'll have to figure something new out, but we'll be fine.
We are
Yeah,
fooked.
you're gonna have to do it the old-fashioned way, I think. But yeah, my plan was if I was going to make a Noodle and make him the far progeny of Kudo.
Oh my god.
This is much better.
Yeah, I mean, we could still do that, but I kind of like the
No.
idea of you poofing from there to here instantly.
What's
I
the
am rolling
lifespan
with
of turtles?
40 years.
Okay. Oh wow.
Which is
Okay.
surprising because usually turtles live a long time.
Right? Yeah. In
Yeah.
the real world, the
Lore
turtles
behind
have long. Or
I
tortoises.
reckon they should live for like 200 or something.
Tortoises,
Or at least
yeah.
like
You wanna know
180.
the lore of
Yeah.
it? The lore is that it was. So I actually don't recall it completely accurately, so you might have to look this up. But I believe when they were kind of